I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. And we don't need to do the things we don't wanna do. Baby, while we're young,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AMD Presents the Esports Club Showdown Valorant. I'm your host, Sassi Putson. On the desk with me is Chris, and here we are for the match that we all have been waiting for, the match that we have been craving for, Chris. And it is going to be the upper bracket qualifier game between Louvre and Team Velocity Gaming. A match that is, I don't know how many thousands of people are waiting to watch this, and how are you feeling about this, buddy?
I'm feeling really, really excited for this one, and I kind of feel like all the players will not just be excited, but they'll also be a tiny, teensy bit nervous. VLT are the torchbearers of Indian Valorant. They are one of the best teams in the country, and now they're up against Louvre, a veteran team from Singapore who have proven their mettle against not just Indian teams, but a lot of other teams throughout the continent, and they have really, built themselves up as one of the final bosses, if not one of the tougher competitors in this tournament. So I want to see if Velocity can take them down.
Absolutely. I mean, in order to take them down as well, they might be needing that extra juice. And in order to provide that juice, we've got our lovely sponsor AMD with their Ryzen 5000 series processors as well. Please do check them out using the link down in the description below. But what we are going to check out right now, Crips, is going to be the tournament format, the brackets. And right now, Team Exploit, they went up against the side of E2S Lexus yesterday. And of course, Team Exploit won that game out 2-0. And they're going to be facing off against the side of Paper X now. But right now, the match at hand is Louvre versus Velocity Gaming. And the winner of it is going to be facing off against Paper X versus Team Exploits' winner as well. So, I mean, what do you think about the entire bracket and the entire flow throughout the tournament?
I'm very excited to see this one. Another match that really got my attention is Alter Ego versus Global Esports, which we will be seeing in a little bit. But the main part over here is Louvre versus Velocity is just the build up. The team that's able to win this one will most likely go up against Paper Rex versus Exploits winner, which I think is going to be Paper Rex. And Paper Rex definitely are probably the strongest team over here. These guys have been performing not just in the local and the national circuits, but they have literally performed at the VCT Masters right here in Berlin. And if that's not an achievement, I don't know what is. They are probably the strongest team in the tournament right now. So I really wish the best of luck to Team Exploit as well. But for now, our focus is going to be Velocity versus Louvre.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't wait to dig right into this specific matchup because we know for a fact that Louvre versus Velocity Gaming, a lot of eyes are on this match because, yes, it is going to be a South Asian team going up against a Southeast Asian team. And, of course, Velocity Gaming going up against Louvre, we know for a fact that it might be a very close affair. We are going to be getting on more of that. But for now, we're just going to move straight in towards the map veto. We're going to take a look at which maps are going to be played throughout this best of three matchup. We're going to be starting off with the map of Icebox now, Crips, and then we're going to jump in towards the map that we both love the most, Haven, and then the decider is going to be Breeze.
That's a pretty nice map pool, I must say. None of these maps are brawly or buggish. Most of these maps rely quite a lot on timely rotations and cutting off flanks. Also, what's best about these maps is that Velocity, they have plenty of experience in playing all of it. Breeze happens to be one of their strongest maps. Haven is kind of neutral ground, although Icebox, I must say, even though Velocity is pretty good on it, the fact that Louvre picked it up, it kind of indicates trouble. It might just be a strong map for Velocity, but it definitely is not their most comfortable map. They have struggled in this one quite a lot in the past against Indian teams too. And the fact that one of the finest teams in Singapore has picked it up against them definitely means that Louvre is coming into this game with a plan. And they're going to be starting off on attack, which means we will see them in charge of the pace of the game.
Absolutely. And I feel as if, as we're going to be heading on to the map of Icebox, Velocity Gaming starting off with the defense. I'm not really sure if Velocity Gaming are going to be very aggressive on their defense or how exactly their playstyle is going to be, because we know for a fact that Velocity Gaming are known to sort of have a passive aggressive playstyle as well, but they do tend to switch things out on the specific callouts coming out from their IGL and how exactly they're supposed to play their games out. But yeah, I mean, Icebox, I feel as if Louvre, they are pretty much known to be a passive aggressive team, so it's going to be quite spicy on the map of Icebox, and it definitely is going to get heated up.
Well, if they are passive aggressive, then that kind of scares me even more, because as attackers, you generally control when the fights take place. The defenders, they can control the timing. The attackers control where it takes place. So if they are passive aggressive, then they will kind of have a say in what kind of plays Velocity makes. They can maybe even force Velocity into doing their own bidding, maybe even force them to play passively, just hold for any of those uncomfortable pushes that Louvre might have in the back of their sleeves. But every now and then they can even switch things up and kind of make them, overextend, kind of make Velocity fall prey to their tactics, maybe even some mind games. But that's just on Icebox. When we go over towards the later stages of the game, like let's say on Breeze, I think Velocity will have a much better time over there.
I mean, Breeze, I'm not really sure, but Haven is a map that we are all looking forward to because we know for a
To
fact that
be honest,
Velocity
yeah.
Gaming, yeah, Velocity Gaming, they're known to be the masters of the map of Haven. They have defeated multiple teams throughout the course of this 2 year journey now, almost 2 years, of course. I mean, Velocity Gaming, they've been masters of the map of Haven. They are known to be that smart team on the map of Haven, the way they use their resources, their utilities, the way they just have their aggressive duelists right up there in front, taking all the heat, taking all the action. It is quite magical to see Velocity Gaming. I mean, it's quite a story right there. But I want to see what exactly they're going to do against the side of Louvre. And we know for a fact that Velocity Gaming recently received sort of a special one-on-one mentorship coaching as well. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how exactly that entire session is sort of going to reflect on their match against the side of Louvre, because that has given them quite a lot of idea as to how exactly they're supposed to improve, where they're supposed to improve, and what can be done better efficiently to get them these match victories as well. So really looking forward to seeing how exactly Velocity Gaming are going to play today against the side of Louvre. Louvre, on the other hand, I'm not sure what kind of a homework they might have done on the side of Velocity Gaming. I mean, of course, they might have had a look at most of the tournaments happening throughout the country or how exactly Velocity Gaming like to play. But yeah, I want to see what kind of a strat book they have prepared against the side of Velocity.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of homework, I've done mine over here. So the
Mhm.
lineup of Louvre is Redco, Darion, Len, Floring, and Juicy. Now,
Yep.
the two duelists over here are Darion and Juicy. Juicy sometimes can be the secondary initiator if needed. So yeah, that basically means that Darion is the guys that you need to keep your eyes on. He's the man of the hour. Redco happens to be a great sentinel. Meanwhile, Flaring is the controller. That usually is their setup, but they change things up depending on who they're up against and what map they're playing. But for the most part, this is the kind of team that has a little comfortable area with the double duelist setup, but they can pick up double initiators also if need be.
Yeah, I mean, I feel as if the side of Louvre, they might try and experiment a few things, at least for map number one. I feel as if they're going to try and, get the rhythm right. They might just try and maybe learn as to how exactly Velocity Gaming are reacting to their setups and how exactly things are going on. And maybe not. I just might have extended. I might have just exaggerated the fact that maybe the entirety of map one is going to be a bit of an experience. Maybe just it's going to be the first half. So the first half might just be the entire learning curve for the side of Louvre as well as to how exactly Velocity are playing. The same can be said for the side of Velocity as well. But I feel as if Anuj, that is the Matrasu, might have just done a tad bit more homework on the side of Louvre as well, because we know Amadrasu, right? He's a guy who is always ready with his notebooks. He's always out there with every single strat, every single possibilities, and yeah, really excited to see what exactly is going to happen.
I'm also kind of excited to see what agent Amaterasu picks up. We've seen him with a lot of characters. He's been the kind of guy who is a very versatile player. Sometimes on Phoenix, sometimes on Breach, sometimes he even picks up the Sage if need be. So that kind of stuff, it really makes you wonder what will happen. Whereas the other people in his lineup, like let's say MW1, he's mostly gonna pick up the Jet or Deathmaker for that matter if he's playing that character. Hellfighter usually picks up the Sentinel. So all of that is predictable, but Amaterasu can become a little unpredictable at times.
Absolutely, and the unpredictability, it sort of comes out quite handy for the side of Velocity Gaming as well. And I feel as if the agent selection screen is going to be ready in just a bit. And as soon as it's going to be ready, we're going to be jumping straight into that as well. We are going to get rid of all the doubts that you have, Crips, about whether which agents are going to be played from the side of Velocity Gaming or what kind of an agent lineup we're going to be seeing from the side of Louvre as well. But yeah, we know for a fact that on the map of Icebox, Velocity Gaming kind of have that standard single duelist setup. I have seen Velocity Gaming try and switch things out, and I really want to see how Marzil is actually gonna bring those insane lurks on the map of Icebox as well against the side of Louvre. How exactly Louvre is gonna go ahead and react to that as well. Agent selection scheme is ready, so we're gonna be jumping straight into that, ladies and gentlemen. Take a quick look at what sort of an agent pickup is gonna come out from both of these teams.
Oh, okay. Interestingly enough, it's Vibhor that's playing the Sage, and Amaterasu is nowhere to be seen. Captain of the team, probably leading the team from behind them. Of course, they're all going to be in the boot camp, and he's most likely going to be standing right next to them. But other than that, the lineups of both these teams don't really seem out of the ordinary. That's probably what you would expect on a standard Icebox game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty standard agent selection coming out from both of these teams, and I want to see now based on this how exactly they're going to play around their entire setup as well. Velocity Gaming, we know for a fact that we really need to look out for these insane lurks and Lou. Well, let's see what they're going to come up with as well. The match is going to be ready really soon, but before that, it's time for us to go ahead and introduce both of these teams. We're going to be starting off with the side of Velocity Gaming. That's right, the Indian boys, Marzul, Matarasu, MW1, Right to Ace, Hellfighter, DM, and Vibhor in the team. DM is not going to be playing today, by the way. MW1 is going to be the one playing this match against the side of Lou. What do you think about this lineup, Crips?
I'm thoroughly confused. I'm even surprised to see that Amaterasu is not playing in this match. So that's new to me. Although I must say that because he's not right there, he's definitely going to be standing behind them, probably going to be leading the team from the back and just encouraging them every now and then. The board in the team, it makes me a little. It makes me feel a little safe. That guy is a solid anchor, and he should be able to shut down anyone.
So yeah, I mean, Velocity Gaming, we know for a fact that with MW1 chiming in and Deathmaker actually missing out on the action, things might just be a little bit more spicy because we know for a fact that Deathmaker has been like, that heavy hitter and he has been playing with the team from quite some time now. MW1 was focusing on his own stuff. But yeah, now that he's back, we'll see how exactly that pans out. But now for the side of Team Louvre. Lean, Juicy, Redco, Urion, and Flaring. What do you have to say about Team Louvre, Crips?
So this is a very uh, unpredictable team, partially because I haven't seen them play, but also because you said that they are very passive aggressive. The moment they try to play aggressively, you will not really see them coming. And then every now and then they'll try to condition you into believing that they are playing passively, that they are playing with a little bit of discipline, only to surprise you with a lightning fast hit just after that. So you need to be on your toes when you're up against this team.
All right, then. So that's Team Lou for you, and we are going to be jumping straight in towards the game really soon now. Really excited to see how exactly things are going to pan out. The side of Velocity Gaming looking really strong, and the same can be said for the side of Team Lou as well. I really want to see Redco and his insane plays, by the way. I've heard a lot about this player, and yeah, I've been dying to see him in action as well on the servers, so yeah, very excited to see that as well. But on the map of Icebox, what are your predictions, though, Crips? I mean, who do you think is gonna take it away?
Because it is loose map pick, I think they will most likely win it. Probably somewhere around like 13-9 or 13-10. That I think is going to be my prediction. Haven, on the other hand, I'm not sure where it will go. I think Haven can be neutral for both these teams.
Yeah, I feel as if things are going to be very close on the map of Icebox. But I agree to you on that. I feel as if Lou might just go ahead and take it away. But not going to take anything away from the side of Velocity Gaming. Wish them all the best as well against this epic team with the name of Lou as well. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing how exactly things are going to pan out on the map of Icebox. I feel as if the first half is going to be sort of a very slow, methodical approach coming out from both of these teams. I don't think so. Aggression is going to be the name of the game coming out from both of these teams. Things are going to start taking pace. I mean, the momentum is going to slowly build up as both of these teams get comfortable with each other's playstyle. But yeah, I just feel like that Haven is going to be where we are going to see things in full form, full action. I mean, that pace that we are expecting from both of these teams, we're going to see that on the map of Haven.
Yeah, I think so too. Haven is definitely going to be a brawl. I think even Icebox has the potential to turn into a brawl if both these teams decide to play very aggressively and keep on fighting, trading, and just throwing bodies at each other. Although Icebox does offer quite a few potential of faking, and it has some, opportunities which you can exploit in terms of sneaking through some areas, especially on mid. I feel like a decent enough Sentinels should be able to shut that area down all by themselves and maybe keep an eye out for the rotation. So the mind game potential does exist in Icebox, but probably not as much in Haven. I mean, Icebox has the kind of outplay potential where you basically trade each other out, or you set up fakes, you set up bait and switch crossfires. The crossfires can be really strong for both the defensive teams over here. So that's about it for Icebox. Haven, on the other hand, it's more likely going to be based on movement and preemptive positioning.
Yeah, I mean, preemptive positioning is going to be something where I feel as if the side of Louvre is going to have a little bit more advantage. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that Velocity Gaming are a team that, are very, very strong when it comes to the firepower, but preemptive positioning, not really sure about that. Sometimes we have seen Velocity Gaming have a little bit of a problem when it comes down to their post-plan situations on their attack side. Retakes are necessarily not a problem for the side of Velocity Gaming because we know for a fact that they have got these insane individual performances coming out from all of these players like Right to Ace, we have got Hellfighter, we got Vibor. So all of these individual plays coming out from these guys, they always tend to go ahead and win out these retakes. But on the attack side, post plans are a bit of a problem for the side of Velocity, is what I feel. So it's going to be very important for them to, just make sure that all of these tiny little things are going to make a lot of importance. And if they make a slip, then maybe Lou are going to catch up to that and they're going to take down the side of Velocity.
I'm glad you mentioned the post plant setups. I feel like one of the places where not just Team Velocity, but a lot of Indian teams have a little bit of trouble is the disruptive setups. Let's say,
Oh
for
yeah.
example, they're on the attacking side and they want to just go ahead and plant the spike. There's a lot of stuff that the defenders can do to maybe not kill them, but just simply disrupt their flow, simply stop them from doing whatever they wanted to do. For example, activating maybe a gravity well or a nanoswarm grenade to stop them from planting. Something as simple as that. Maybe some shock dart lineups that will land directly at the place where the planter is going for it. That can also stop this. And every time these things happen, maybe if their plan gets delayed by a couple of seconds, things start to go wrong for a lot of these teams because then your entire flow of where you need to be at what time of the round, it kind of gets messed up. And that internal clock, whenever it is off its mark, things
Mhm.
start to roll down. And there is quite a lot of chance that Louvre might pick up this opportunity, maybe even exploit the hell out of it. Maybe they will be able to force errors out of Team Velocity because of this. So that's something
Yep.
that they need to be careful about.
Absolutely. I mean, we know for a fact that the side of Louvre have got Redco on the Sentinel for the map of Icebox. So Redco, again, we know for a fact that this guy is an absolutely insane Sentinel. Not only that, I mean, he's pretty much brilliant in most of the agents that he has played till now. But yeah, Sentinel, that is a role that he has actually shined upon. And I feel as if the side of Louvre, if they can just go ahead and get that defense right against the side of Velocity Gaming, then that is going to be a major plus point for the side of Louvre as well. Attack, I feel as if Velocity should have the pace, considering the fact that MW1 and how exactly Velocity kind of have this entire setup where they're going to play on top of MW1 and they're going to go ahead and funnel all the resources to him as well. So yeah, very excited. The match is going to be ready really, really soon. I know you guys have been waiting for it. What you guys can do right now is scan the QR code and get yourselves a can of Red Bull. In the meantime, the match gets ready. You guys can go down to the description box below. You guys can check out the brand new lineup of AMD's Ryzen 5000 series processor with that extra amount of power to run Valorant at like, what, max FPS?
Yep, speaking of max FPS, you guys need every edge you can, and that's why you deserve the best of the best that AMD has to offer. And when you've got the power inside your computer, all you need is power inside of you. That's why scan these scan these QR codes to get your own Red Bull cans. Either way,
Yep.
speaking of power, this match will determine the power struggle of the entire tournament. Keep in mind that the winner of this match will play the winner of Team Exploit versus Paper Rex. Now, I don't want to make any preemptive predictions right now, but I do think that Paper Rex has a better chance of winning that game, and the winner will face probably one of the strongest teams of the tournament. So there's a lot riding on this game. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get right into this. It's Velocity versus Louvre. We're about to go off.
Definitely are, Crips, and I can't wait to dig right in. It is going to be quite an insane performance coming out from both of these teams. Can't wait to see what the side of Velocity have got to show us on the defense, because MW1, he's already going in quite aggressive, straight up over towards the nest position. Yeah, I mean, Juicy is just waiting for that aggression to come in from the side of Velocity as well. I guess Louvre definitely have done their homework, and they know that Velocity might have a tendency to come a little bit too aggressive.
Yep, that is true. There's two people over here, Marzel on top of pipes, and you've got the Jet inside the zipline tower. Now, MW1 is in a position from where he can dash away, but there can be some things that get in the way. First contact made. He's still committed to fighting this one. Gets a kill. Needs the help of Marzel right now, but he's been forced to fall back because there's people coming in from the belt as well. That's what happens when you stay over there for too long. Even the shock darts will rain in and flush him out of that position. Back up on its way from the defenders. There are multiple people present over here. This should be enough for Velocity to hold on to the A side. But can Louvre crack open this side? They're not so keen on going ahead just yet. They're still taking control of this choke point and not going any further. Slowly and steadily clearing out the crossfires. They spot out Ace towards the Raptors. Where are the others now? One frag taken through the toxin screens. They're just dancing around the green poison right now, hoping to get any edge and then fall back with the advantage still on their side. The plant finally goes down, but it's a 2v3.
Yep, flaring. It's gonna be in a 1 versus 3 situation. Gonna get himself that frag on towards right to Ace. Not bad. Might just be able to make it, Crips. I believe in him, but no. The flick of the wrist comes in. The crosshair placement just isn't there, but Vibur on the other hand is gonna be quick with that classic. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing Velocity Gaming go ahead and snatch away the pistol round for themselves against the Saddle Louvre.
That was pretty good. Velocity had some really timely rotations over here. MW1, sure, he got in a little bit of trouble from where Marzel could not really rescue him, but that's completely fine. The way Marzel was provided backup, that was impeccable. Everyone came to his aid. Nobody slacked off. Velocity Gaming did not overextend. They had the opportunity to pick up a couple of kills here and there with some off angles, but they didn't use it in the pistol round, probably saving those crossfires for later stages of the game.
I feel as if this round is gonna be the side of Louvre just, straight away rushing it over towards the A side, trying to get as much information as possible as to what exactly is the setup going on from the side of Velocity over towards A. And now that they have come to know of the fact that the Killjoy is always present over towards A, they might just try and, make their way over towards mid for round number 3 when it's going to be a full buy round coming in from them.
Well, the buy situation, not looking that great for Louvre, but maybe after the spike plant, things will start to get better. I'm starting to feel a little nervous. A 4 versus 4 retake can never really be pretty, especially when Louvre have all the weapons that they need. Spectres all across the board. The only thing that they might be lacking is shields, which I think they can be fine with that. Barrier all placed. They are trying to stick to defuse, and MW1, very precise. Oh, it looks like his teammates have absolutely no choice. They have to get off the spike, otherwise the nanoswarms will melt them down. Half defuse, they were trying to go for it, and they will get it. MW1 doesn't care about his life. He's gonna tank the poison of damage and still get the defuse. But no, Louvre get the round. They kill him at the very last moment. Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events. I really thought MW1 will be able to stick it.
I thought so as well. I thought MW1 is going to be able to go ahead and get that done, but no, says Louvre, and it's going to be the side of Louvre to go ahead and without that force by round coming out from them as well. It's quite a risky move coming out from the side of Louvre, but hey, it played out. I thought that the Killjoy setup coming out from Marzel is just going to lock down the entire side, but nope.
Yeah, all the setups that he did, they were just good enough to delay. But after that, once Louvre got into the side, they had no intention of falling back. Just like Velocity were tanking the damage of all the utility that Louvre had placed, even Louvre just did not care about Marzel's utility and went right through. This time he's been tagged, and of course he's been bagged. Redco making things expensive. Hellfighter does manage to take him down in the end, but it's still a 4v4 with Louvre having the better weaponry. MW1, nice shots over there, extending further, going ahead of his position and still getting all the kills. But as soon as I say that, Vibor's on the backstab, leaving most of the players of Louvre trapped over here. Len does alleviate the pressure to a little extent, but Hellfighter's trapped. 1 HP on this man. It's all up to Vibor, and he's been spotted by the recon dart. Len is able to clear them all out.
Well, the Hunter strikes Crips, and it's going to be Len to go ahead and get all of these kills in order to put up that second on the board for the side of Louvre. 2-1 is Velocity Gaming. They're going to go in for a full buy now, and look at what the bad boy with the name of MW1 has pulled out. It's going to be the operator coming out from him, and we're going to be seeing him place that over towards the A side, and Louvre surprisingly are once again going to strike over towards the A side. Crips, what is going on?
It's almost like they don't care about any other part of the map. They want to exploit the A side as much as they can. And if they are confident that they can make it work, then why will they go anywhere else? Why fix it if it's not broken? MW1 looking to break some skulls. Can't really find anyone. Saw one person to its belt, had to fall back because of the overwhelming utility. But with the numbers present on VLT's side, they should be able to defend this. Nope. As soon as I say that, Darion ziplining across, they're killing everybody. Juicy, he's treating it like his own personal battleground. He does not care about his personal safety. He moves in to murder everybody in cold blood from the skies, from the ropes. This is unbelievable. 2 versus 4. Velocity backs against the wall, and now their brains all over the wall. They're getting decimated over here on the A side. Unable to defend, they will be forced to save. And they won't even be allowed to do that. Hellfighter gets blocked off by Darion.
This is just absolute unreal. I mean, what the hell did Juicy do right there? The way he just quickly made his way over towards the screens area is just, I don't know. Nobody saw him coming. Not even the players from the side of Velocity Gaming. And
exactly.
Juicy, it looks like that he just chucked down an entire can of Red Bull Crips.
Oh, yeah, he was flying. Not just because he's the jet, but you know why. Because he's got wings. More than that, he's got bravery. The fact that he dashed in towards screens instead of dashing away and then catching Marzel off guard while he was reloading, that was unbelievable. But this time, looks like Vibor has something to say. He tried to extend further by going out of tube. Juicy obviously catches him, so that goes to waste. An early pick going in the favor of Louvre. They've got the man advantage. Now they can exploit the A site yet again.
I'm not really sure. Louvre, I guess they can try and, you know, just explore some opportunities over towards mid and even over towards B. And I guess they are doing that, by the way, Crips. Are you looking at this? They've already started making the rotation over towards the B side. I'm going to move in over towards mid, by the way, as one of the players from the side of Louvre is going to lose his life over towards A. MW1 is further pushing in. He might just be able to get himself a frag on towards the side of Juicy, but Juicy is going to dash out. Now that he knows that MW1 is coming in from the backlines, going to be seeing the side of Louvre go ahead for the plunge over towards B. Louvre have a lot of information right now. They know for a fact that we have got stabbers coming in from the A side. We've got a player coming in from the Snowmans as well. But are they aware of right to ace coming in alongside MW1 as well? No, they were not. They lose one player, but immediately get the trade as well. A 1 versus 2 situation. Hellfire, he has been damn too proficient in situations like these, and he has turned out to be the clutch minister for the side of Velocity as well. Let's see if he's going to be able to pull this off or not. Darion is right on the corner. We're going to be seeing Hellfire going on towards Juicy, but Juicy. Can you stop already?
This is fun.
Hellfighter had the Viper's Bit as well. If he thought that he was able to get close towards the site, maybe he could have popped it, but he saved it knowing that they will be close and they will push him immediately. What he did was correct. I mean, from that position, he should have been able to isolate those 1v1s. Turn them into 2 separate 1v1 duels rather than facing them both at the same time. So that positioning from Hellfighter was good enough, but he just wasn't able to kill the first player he came across. With that, Louvre might finally be hitting the B side. This is their first B attack, keep in mind. And MW1 already discouraging them.
Well, MW1, I don't think so it's going to be able to do much as Redco, being the Sentinel, is just charging up ahead, Crips. What is happening the side of Louvre? It's like they've found some sort of a different confidence right now. After hitting the A side multiple times, they have come to know that, hey, B is kind of, sort of empty most of the times, except for maybe a player or two over there. But yeah, this time though, Marcel has also made the rotations. Let's see if he's going to be able to stop them from planting the spike. What do you think? Are Louvre going to completely attempt to move it over towards B, or are they just going to go back to A?
They can go back to A. There was a Viper Spit over there used by Hellfighter, but now it's gone. Oh no, Marzel! The timing is amazing. Killing the spike carrier, flaring, hits the ground, but Darion responds in kind. They still have control towards yellow, but the spike is dropped in a very open area, and they don't have a Viper to cover it up, but maybe Len and his backstab can make things better. Of course it can. Marzel had no idea what was coming towards him. Redco, he can provide backup to his Sova right now. They tried to go for a fake plant. No, it did not work. Hellfighter calls the bluff, and he's prepared now. 20 seconds left. He can just hide. His enemy very low on HP. He knows he's got the advantage. The only thing that could go wrong is Redco getting these shots off, and he does. The operator sings the songs of death, saving Team Louvre from a loss. There were so many instances where Velocity had the advantage in this round. They could have had this round any time, any day. First of all, the Viper Spit committed towards the A side kind of forced Louvre to go towards B. After it faded away, they still continued going there straight into Marzel's crosshair where the spike was dropped. And keep in mind, the player that was killed was the Viper, which means you can't use the Toxin screen to just safely go into the site anymore. You have to fight them all. And fight they did. Louvre winning out all the duels later on, even though they were on low HP. Redco coming through with the clutch. And this time Juicy starting things off. Nasty shot onto MW1. Might have a reconnection onto the Killjoy. But Marzel, no, he's not going to let that happen. Kills the operator player. Juicy's down on the ground. Back to a 4v4.
I guess, the side of Louvre, they have got the entire idea as to how exactly they're supposed to proceed with this matchup, and yeah, they're just doing the same. The side of Velocity Gaming, however, they are not going to stop. They're going to keep on pushing. They're going to keep on pushing their limits as to how exactly they can inflict the maximum number of damage in this this round, because they know for a fact that it's just an eco for them. Getting all of these kills is the name of the game for this round, at least. And yeah, Redco might just be seeing him getting caught off guard while trying to place that alarm bot. It'll be Darion to come in from the other side, and Darion, whoa, the tracking, my god, Darion, he was almost there, by the way. Well, Redco, I know, right? I mean, Redco is just gonna chime in and he's gonna take him down as well. But anyways, gonna be seeing that in the instant replay as well.
Yeah, that was a really, really sick action now, wasn't it? Kind of seems like it's straight out of an action movie.
Juicy, right? That guy is
He lives up to his name.
Yeah, he's just too good. Too good with that operator. Did you see that? Did you see the movement coming out from him? Like, there was a little bit of a slight adjustment he made that. It was not even a flick. It was just a smooth movement. It's like he knew what and where his crosshair is supposed to be.
Yeah, but I'm kind of starting to see some cracks in Velocity's armor right now, at least on this A site over here. Several times Louvre has been successful in baiting out fights towards rafters. Anytime a player of Velocity is present in that region, they try to go for a peek all by themselves, and they most likely see 3 people at once, which means they're gonna die. There have been instances where a double peek came through, maybe one from above on rafters, maybe one from below in the regular region, but that hasn't been nourishing enough for them. Speaking of nourishment, I see someone eating something over there in the background, but
yep,
yeah, that kind of...
yeah, that's Ruchir. That's the head of the content team for Velocity.
All right.
Well, he's enjoying with his snacks and a can of Red Bull as well, maybe.
Yeah, but the rest of the players of Velocity don't seem to be having too much fun. Louvre, though, they're pretty chill. They're relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
like
what you need to be.
It's like another day in the park for them.
Another day in the park. Deathmaker also running around, giving everyone high fives, fist bumps, keeping the team morale up. That's what I love the most about Team Velocity. Even after a devastating scoreline like this, Marcel can still smile. He can still have fun. And every time they have a little bit of fun, the match becomes more entertaining. And as long as they don't lose their morale, they can still fight back. Keep in mind, it's just 7 rounds. They still have the potential to mount a comeback over here.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, the side of Velocity Gaming, I guess this is going to be a good enough time for them to, actually just take a deep breath and try and figure out what exactly has been going wrong. How exactly are Louvre going ahead and exploiting a defense setup coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming? What are the chinks of the armor? Like, what's going on? This is going to be a good enough time, right?
Yeah, a few of the chinks that I've noticed so far is that nobody from Velocity really plays on the server box side on the A side. Yeah. Nobody plays from that position. Every time someone tries to climb up on the pipes area, like let's say Marcel did in the pistol round, people they play near 410 to back him up. But the moment the 410 guy backs away, anyone playing towards pipes does not do the same. So the crossfires are kind of getting messed up over there. If someone disengages, the other person also has to do it at the same time. Or if someone does engage, then you make sure someone else is backing you up from rafters. So that's one thing that's going wrong for Velocity. And Louvre have been exploiting that, at least on the A side. There has been only one round where they went towards B. But even though nobody's playing from the server box side, look at the Lear from the Reyna. They still put it up just to make sure anyone playing towards server box or up close on rafters will be blinded. So they're still being meticulous. They're still checking every corner as if Velocity is present on every side, as if they're only present. Slowly and surely now creeping up. Shock Dust to clear out the more common angles. Even the snake fights making sure that that side is clear. Hellfighter Snakebite keeps them at bay for just a little bit, but Juicy is once again on top, and he should be able to get the kill onto Marcel. No! How did he survive that one? Hellfighter should have been able to kill him, but Juicy is so quick. Reflexes as quick as a cat. He's agile, he's fast, and nobody gets revealed by the recon dot, which means nobody from Velocity will get any free frags through that toxin screen. Marcel revived, but instantly put down by Darion. Everyone starts to fighting. What on earth is going on? This is a brawl. And Louvre are pushing the hell out of this. They're running them out of the sight. They're chasing them down to the ends of the earth. They extend beyond what was supposed to be their territory. After the plant, most attackers will just go back and fall to, post-plant positions. But no, what do? They decide to play even more aggressively. Up on 410, down under rafters, even up on pipes. No position from Louvre was left unturned. They flipped the entire site out.
You know what I feel like, Crips? I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming are just playing a little bit too passive. I mean, I understand the fact that they are playing it for the retake, They are falling back, but at the same time, you gotta realize the fact that the side of Louvre are just taking too much map control, too much side control. I mean, they have advanced positioning that they can easily cut off the rotations coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming.
That's true. And because of this advanced positioning, anyone who's still on side, who's putting up a fight, like MW1 was doing right now, they won't have any backup. It's just too late. The remaining defenders out of it. No way inside. Doors have been shut. Anyone who tries to enter, anyone who tries to knock will be met by 2 people at the door. Both of them holding headshot angles. Len as well. He's gonna make sure nobody even climbs up on stairs. That's how aggressive that angle is, up on top of the tiny box. So this round is basically done and dusted. Louvre with 8. Velocity, yeah, we've already pointed out. Either the crossfires need to be sharper, or they need to be a little more aggressive.
What do you say,
and as long as they don't do that, Louvre will continue going to its A. They will keep on spamming these attacks.
I completely agree to you on that. I mean, the side of Louvre, they're just showing that domination right now. It's like just suppressing the side of Velocity into a corner. Velocity Gaming, I feel as if they can play a little bit more aggressive, just how you mentioned, right? The crossfires can be a lot better on the A side. And now, especially the fact that they know that Louvre is coming towards the A side again and again and again. Louvre, they switch things out. They know that over towards the A side right about now, Velocity, they are going to go ahead and set up a fort. So why not going over towards B, where it's just Hellfighter defending all by himself. Now Hellfighter is going to be screaming into the ears of his teammates that, guys, I need help. The entirety of Louvre is over towards B.
Yeah, and that happens on the one round where Velocity decides to play aggressively towards A. You've got MW1 towards Pipes. That man was supposed to be the difference maker. He doesn't find anyone. The rotations from Velocity have come through on the B side, but Marzel still making sure that nobody goes back towards A so that they don't get double faked. The moment he spots someone out, he's going to give information to his team. So now Velocity know that Louvre are all the way back on the attacking spawn. No sight is out of the question yet. They need to make sure that wherever they go, they make a difference. And MW1, he doesn't just get a difference, he gets a double kill. That's what they needed. Instant advantage secured.
That's right, MW1. Well, this guy's not going to be out of the game yet. He's going to keep on putting as much pressure as possible onto the side of Louvre. As this time around though, Louvre, I don't think so they have a chance at winning this out. I mean, Juicy's left out with 18 points of health. He's going to go ahead, spotted by the alarm bot. He has to fall back. He's going to try and get something done. Maybe take down Marzel. Not happening. Marzel's just going to be too quick. And that HP disadvantage is gonna hit Juicy pretty bad. Second on the board for the side of Velocity. That was quite a round coming out from Velocity, don't you think?
I swear, especially from MW1. That collateral, chef's kiss, buddy. That was incredible. Plus, he was playing aggressively, something that maybe Louvre did not expect, but now they will definitely expect this. How do Velocity deal with this one? This is even more important than the previous round. Keep in mind that if you lose a round immediately after winning one, your economy is going to be destroyed. If Velocity don't chain this round, then the next round is not going to be looking too pretty for them. Luckily, most of them survived that previous round, so they still have weapons. They can still invest into the next round, even if they lose this one. But then, by that time, you will have already given 9 rounds away to Louvre, and that's not the kind of scoreline you want to have. Oh, Hellfighter, getting destroyed by the Hunter's Fury. He got tagged. Now the laser beam's taken down. More people to follow. Even a Viper's Pit has been used on the B side, so the chances of a retake are even worse right now. But that barrier, Rob, it lifted Report and Flaring both into the sky, and Flaring then just puts him onto the ground.
I feel as if, the absence of Hellfighter is definitely going to be felt. Because he had his ultimate, and that ultimate could have made a difference in this round. This retake, this round is very important for the side of Velocity Gaming. They need to somehow close things out 8-4. But now I feel as if it might just be 9-3 if they manage to get the third round on the board, that is. But Louvre, they're just running away with this momentum, with this pace. It's like seeing a Mercedes engine on a straight.
Oh, F1 references for the fans in chat over there. They probably need to come back like Lewis Hamilton did the other day.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing that could save them. Either way, a 9-3 potentially, maybe even a 10-2 if Louvre continue their momentum. Although Velocity can make a difference. They have 4 ultimates available, so that should definitely help them out.
Well, Louvre, what exactly are they going to do now? Are they going to hit A? Are they going to explore mid? You know what? Interesting fact. They haven't explored the mid region in 11 rounds and now 12.
That's true. It's surprising how they've been getting this much success without using mid at all. They used the B side 9 times. I'm sorry, the A side 9 times and B twice. And every time they've been successful. Last round of the half. Finally, they start to exploit the mid area. Redcoat tried to make his presence known towards the tube region. He was caught by the alarm bot, so no problem over there. But Marzel's definitely going to be a little scared. They haven't used mid before. Now that they're starting to approach this side too, that's going to keep a lot of Velocity players stationed in the region, and Marzel's not looking the right way. Redco expecting him to come out of tube, Marzel expecting him to show up to its kitchen, both the Killjoys playing tricks with each other's minds. It all will boil down to timing. There is a turret put up towards the boiler region, so in case Redco gets close to Marzel, he will know. But with that poison cloud, he can sneak right into tube. Vapor is checking this region, so it's gonna be up to Redco to make the difference in this round. If he can find this frag, this will be a great opening. A dink is all that he's gonna get. Not even that. 4 versus 5. Velocity finally have what they need, but can they convert this round into a win? Oh, wow. Jet v Jet duel. Len comes through. He helps out his teammate, but can he dodge the Hunter's Fury? No, he cannot. The slow orb ruined things for him. Vibhor and Ace putting their utility together to make a tandem duo. Spike going
my
down
God.
at the very last second, but somehow nobody will survive. Flaring, putting up a fight. Of course, he won't be able to see all the way through the end. And finally, Velocity get one more round. A 9-3 scoreline. Most people will say that this is a cursed scoreline because comebacks are allowed on this one, but I'm not one to believe in superstitions.
Switching sides.
Same here, buddy. Same here. I mean, I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming, I mean, nothing against them, but I feel as if they definitely are going to go ahead and, make that comeback happen. Or
Could
maybe
be
not.
the case.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, Louvre, we haven't actually seen them on their defense in the map of Icebox. Now that we know how their attack is, I think it's going to be quite spicy to know what their defense looks like. It's like, so we have talked about this. Louvre is a passive-aggressive team, but, it feels like they just make it look so easy. The way their movement is, the way they pace themselves in a round, the way they aggressively reach different sites, different parts of the map. It's like, it's just amazing. I don't know. It's magical.
To some extent, what I felt the magic was when they baited out the mistakes out of Velocity. Round 4, 5, 6, most of the players of Velocity did not have decent weaponry, so it's natural that they lose. Sheriff's going up against Vandals, you know who the winner's gonna be, but even then, I felt like they kind of forced the players of Velocity to peek one by one. Maybe that was a communication lapse on their part, or maybe that was just Louvre playing it really smartly, forcing errors out of their opponents. But it did seem like it. And that's why I pointed out the weakness of the crossfires, especially towards the players on Rafters and just outside of 410. That was one thing that they basically used as their bread and butter. That's how often Louvre literally spammed the ace site. They did it until they lost. And they did not lose very often.
Well, there you go. Once again, we're going to be seeing right to HS scam coming up. Euphoria looking a little bit tense as to what might be the best course of action right now. Like, are we supposed to switch things out? I mean, what are we supposed to do? Ruchir is also putting his brains into the action, trying to find out what might be the best strategy to take down the side of Louvre. On the side of Louvre, they just as you said, as you pointed out before, they're all chill. They're just having fun as well at the same time. We saw a little bit of an action coming out from the side of Juicy as well. We did not point it out, but yeah, we all know. He's having a sweet time right now.
All right, looks like we will be finally going back live with the game. Halftime break over. The teams should have had enough time to discuss what their strats will be like, and Velocity need this pistol round desperately. If they don't get this one, this is basically them kissing away the first map goodbye. Hey, it's not that bad of a deal. This is Louvre's map pick, so we kind of expected them to win. But it has to be a little bit closer. And the moment I say that, Juicy gets up closer. Top of 410, kills MW1. That's a jet diff established right there. More to follow as the members of Velocity slow down their pace. Spike spotted towards the Ace site. Ace has been handed over the Sheriff that once belonged to MW1. The rest of his teammates still holding on to mid and B. You've got Marzil exploring Boiler, potentially picking up a fight against the Sova. Meanwhile, Hellfight is just looking out for aggression towards the B side, making sure that nobody backstabs them or gets into position where they are not welcome. 50 seconds on the clock. Some decisions need to be made right now. And Velocity don't have too much information. They know that the jet is present towards the A side, but yeah, the mid to B take, now it's coming through. Hellfighter does get the kill on the flaring, and only the killjoy is present over here, so Redco needs to hold on. And he does hold on, almost getting the double. Yes, he does. Can he triple up? Marzil denies him the satisfaction, but now he's trapped in this corner. And no way Red 2 Ace can make a difference when the spike is so deep inside enemy territory.
My God. Well, I absolutely loved the attempt coming out from the side of Velocity, not gonna lie. I mean, the way they just, took all the time in the world, took their sweet time to set up that A fake. They made a hell lot of noise. They used up a lot of utilities and abilities over towards the A side. Try to make their way over towards mid much later with 50 seconds left on the clock. But unfortunately, Louvre just prepared. They only had like Juicy and one more player over towards the A side. That was Darion, I guess. That was the Reyna and the Jet over towards A, and everyone else over towards mid and B. So, I mean, Louvre, they definitely have done their homework, Crips.
Velocity going for a no-nonsense B push. That's what I like to see. Brute forcing their way through. Nanostorm grenades, they try to deny the spike plant. And before he dies instantly, he was probably vulnerable because of the Viper utility. That's why the Nanostorm was able to kill him in an instant.
Darion is going to be waiting for Right to Ace to show up. And what is going to happen? Do you think that Right to Ace is going to be able to take down Darion? I don't think so. Darion has a Ghost against the Classics. Well, Velocity Gaming, they're going to take a step back now. They're going to hit the S button on their keyboard. They're just going to wait it out. 50 seconds. I don't think so they have enough time to go in over towards A, but even if they do, there is the SOA from the side of Louvre to just hold them out as well. Well, Juicy, looks like that he just wants to quickly move in and try and get a piece of action here with the Sheriff, and he's going to get that done as well. Redco gets himself a triple with the Spectre, and Juicy comes in to finish things off.
There was no way they were able to plant that over there. You had the Toxin Screen, the Poison Cloud, Snake Bites, Nano Swarm. So much damage being dished out to anyone who attempts to carry the spike, even hover in that region for a little bit, let alone go for the plant. No way they were able to get that done. And on top of that, every time they tried to put up the barrier orb using the Sage utility, no, the Shock Darts came through to kill them. And the rotations from Louvre, oh my god, 4 players on the B side. Good luck dealing with that. They were completely prepared for that B push. Once again, Velocity is starting to creep towards the B side, except this time they're being a little secretive about it. They're not making that much noise, although Louvre seem to have an idea. The rotations are already coming through. Flaring present over here, Jet coming through in the form of Juicy. Even the Sova was going to be present over here, but he doesn't enter the region just yet. Another barrier up put up. He's tanking the damage off the Poison Cloud, but no Nanoswarms this time, which means they can actually stick it and then get back. Almost died to the op over there, but Marzel somehow making things work. Redco does equalize it. 4 versus 4 once again available. Luckily, Louvre don't have a counter barrier op that they can use to stick the defuse right there. They have to fight them out. Lockdown place, that's what it's necessary for. And before taking the initiative to try and break the lockdown, he's gonna walk into a trap. The backstab from Len catches Hellfighter, and it catches Ace as well. This has been destroyed. Any hope of a comeback now down the drain. Velocity, they've already started to lose the grasp over this map. Louvre at map point. A comeback does seem impossible at this time, I'm telling you, Assassin. They need nothing short of a miracle if they want to survive any longer on Icebox. But that's not the end of the world. You still have Haven, we still have Breeze. Maybe Velocity can go for a little reset and come back stronger in the next map.
Completely.
And definitely cause a little bit of confidence to be shaken up in the Louvre camp before they exit this game.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, we kind of expected this result. I mean, the result as in, we knew that Louvre might just go ahead and pick the map of Icebox, because it is their map pick. But, yeah, we did not expect a 2L3 on the scoreboard.
No way.
You know, the side of Velocity Gaming, they might just have something left. Something. Like, you know, all the Sheriff gods are going to be remembered right now. All the headshots have to connect. Everything has to be perfect from the side of Velocity in order to get that 4th on the board. Look at Louvre. They already have 3 players over towards the A side. We're going to be seeing Marzel trying to go in for these sneaky little plays. I mentioned it before the match started. So, yeah, I guess Louvre, they are not going to be able to go ahead and take down Marzel. But MW1 just activated the beast mode. Looks like someone had a kind of Red Bull during the break, and he's just going to go ahead and get himself a triple. So there you go. That's the miracle that we were talking about. The 4th on the board for the side of Velocity, unless Flaring has something to tell us.
1v3 does seem a little difficult for him. He doesn't have a reason to go for it anyway. They're at map point. They have no reason to pick up any risky moves. Yeah, sure, maybe cause some economic damage to Velocity, deny them the Vandals that they worked so hard to acquire. That's probably what he can do right now, but a save is most likely on the cards. I love the approach from Velocity in this round. They changed up the pace so much. They were trying to keep it secretive up until they came up on pipes, but the moment Muzzle got that first kill, everyone bursted out, and this time, instead of going from the area downstairs, 3 people moved in from pipes. Now, that put too much pressure onto the defenders playing near the screens region, and anyone who dared to peek out of rafters had no chance of surviving that encounter. So, this little adjustment from Velocity, making most of their players move from pipes towards the screens directly, that kind of worked for them. They didn't use the Viper utility as well as they usually do, but they realized that every time they rely on the Viper utility, it kind of gives them a false sense of security, something that exploiting. And, you know, a false sense of security is like a blanket. The moment you strip off the blanket, you're exposed naked like that. So Velocity decided not rely too much on that. But no, this time, Reyna, such an aggressive peek outside of tubes, getting the kill onto Marzel, the one person who was holding the back lines for the team. Without that, everyone else has to just go in towards the B site and hope that this push works. Of course, there's going to be plenty of lead thrown in that direction. Even Juicy, like an attack helicopter from above, killing before Redku coming through with the kill onto MW1. Juicy finishing off with a stylish double. Oh my goodness, what just happened? Louvre just turned on the kill switch.
Absolutely. I mean, Juicy and the Blade Storms, and on top of that, of course, Louvre and their defense towards B. I thought that Velocity are going to be able to get themselves one more round. Louvre did not have the weapon supremacy in that round, but they still made it happen. It's just fantastic work coming out from the side of Louvre and Velocity Gaming. Not a lot of happy faces. At the same time, this definitely is gonna tell them where exactly they have been wrong, what exactly they're supposed to look out for on the map of Haven, prepare themselves, and maybe give a call to their IGL. That is going to be Amaterasu, because they might definitely need that extra set of brains right now to crack this sort of a defense and this attack setup coming out from the side of Lou on the map of Haven.
Yeah, I feel like Velocity kind of let it slip a bit too much in the first half. They took too long to fix their setup over there, but once they fixed it, it was working pretty well for them. Although in the second half, it was kind of important for them to win the pistol, which they were not able to do. And I can't even blame them. The way Juicy has been playing this entire match, it's ridiculous. Sometimes he gets into such aggressive positions, but still keeps himself safe. I mean, when I say that aggressive positions, I don't mean that he's up in the faces of the enemy. No, he's just playing from an off angle somewhere far away where he's the only person peeking at them. But still, if he just presses the S button a little bit, he'll be back in safe territory. So, using the creativity to his best, Juicy was able to get so many frags onto the players of Velocity while they were mostly off guard. Especially that last round. He literally turned into an attack helicopter.
Yeah, I mean, I just instantly got a little bit of a combat helicopter vibes as well from there. But yeah, of course, the side of Louvre, that's what they are known for, the domination, the very, very aggressive duelists coming out from the side of Louvre to just go ahead and bite the side of their opponents. The thing is that Velocity Gaming, it's not like they did a lot of things wrong. No, it was just that Louvre, they they were just getting a lot more done, right, in terms of the positioning. And we did talk about this on their attack. Lou just had a lot more against the side of Velocity Gaming. With Velocity Gaming, they were just being suppressed into a corner. Highlights are ready, so why don't we quickly go ahead and check them out? And we're just gonna, quickly run through everything that we talked about throughout the game, right, Crips? And this is exactly the moment where we know for a fact that Louvre as a team on the attack are just too dominant.
Yeah, they were pretty dominant. And it all started with this force buy. Velocity winning the pistol. They thought that Louvre will probably go for yet another eco and this should be an easy round for them, but no. Louvre, my goodness. They got all the weapons, they got the round, and then they broke Velocity's economy. In fact, after that, when Velocity was able to put up the first buy round, while Louvre was still on their bonus, quote unquote, they stole their guns, and that basically meant that Louvre never needed to buy any weapons, and Velocity were the ones who were in economic trouble. And that economic trouble lasted all the way up until Louvre was at 6-1. So by that time, they already have a decent enough lead. finally, when Velocity are able to save enough and muster weapons in the next round, Louvre decide to switch things up. They decide to go for a completely different approach. Usually when they go towards the A side, they always have people coming in from belt and from pipes, but this time they just held their ground, and most of the people of Velocity kind of peeked out of the Viper utility, hoping to gather some information, maybe to get a lucky kill and then fall back to safety. Of course, Louvre never let that happen. Anytime someone overextended, they were put to the ground. And then there's stuff like this. Juicy just so many times from that zipline tower, able to get all these kills. And for the most part, Velocity even expect him to be there. They even pre-fire him, but still Juicy wins the duel. That's just aim supremacy right there.
Absolutely. I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming, moving into the map of Haven, they have to establish control. They have to go ahead and put it out there that, hey, they can be aggressive too. They can go ahead and take on the side of Louvre in terms of the aim game or whatever it may be, whether it be, just setting up their defense, setting up their attack, whatever it is going to be. Velocity Gaming, they have to get their momentum right, they have to get that pacing right, and they need to put it out there straight that they can be aggressive too and they can get better positioning against the side of Louvre. That should be something that they need to focus on, because Louvre, they're just looking like they are establishing control and domination against the side of Velocity.
You remember that one round where MW1 got that collateral? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the round where Louvre started to change things up. They were attacking the A side very often. They thought that Velocity's defense was weak over there, so they just kept on going towards A again and again and again. And then Velocity finally figured out how to deal with that. Velocity started to play aggressively. They sent MW1 up close and personal. With that collateral, he was able to get the third round on board for Velocity. And then after that win, Lou were like, all right, fellas, they know how we like to play this A side. Let's just go towards the other parts of the map. So then they started to exploit mid. That was the first time they went mid after Velocity was able to win a singular round on the A side. So basically, that was their approach. You keep on spamming the A side until Velocity figured out what's been happening. And once they do figure it out, you go explore the other parts of the map. And that gave them all the edge that they needed in the first half. Of course, the loss of the pistol in the second half also contributed to Velocity's loss, but that was fine. This wasn't their map pick in the first place, so Louvre get a decent head start in this series. But up next is going to be Haven.
Haven is going to be where the action is going to be, where the energy is going to pump through the veins of all of these Velocity Gaming players and their fans as well. Everyone knows that Velocity Gaming, they're pretty proficient on the map of Haven, and can't wait to see what exactly they're going to do as well against that Louvre. Louvre, on the other hand, I believe they should be aware of this fact that Velocity Gaming are very strong on the map of Haven, because if you take up any stats, right, from the side of Velocity Gaming, their maximum number of matches have been played on the map of Haven, and the results, they sort of tell the entire story that Velocity are very, very dominant on the map of Haven. Really, really excited to see what exactly is going to happen, Cribs, but we have to take a break right now. We have to go ahead, grab our can of Red Bull. You guys should do so as well by scanning the QR code. Also, while you are down there, you guys should check out the link coming out from our sponsors, AMD. They've got some amazing deals for you guys on their AMD Ryzen 5000 series processors for that extra amount of juice and power as well for your system. So yeah, please do go ahead and check out our sponsors. Grab your cans of Red Bull. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with this matchup between Lou and Velocity Gaming. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Esports Club Showdown, presented by AMD. I'm your cost assassin 47. On the desk with me is Crips, and we just got done with the map of Icebox between the side of Louvre and the side of Velocity Gaming. Very intense matchup. I mean, of course, we expected better results coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming. It's completely fine. Next up is the map of Haven. We're going to be jumping straight into the map veto. But before that, a little bit of a recap coming out from the side of map number 1. And yeah, I mean, look at this. 13-4 against the side of Velocity Gaming team. They take the win. And now as we jump in over towards the map of Haven, Grips, we're expecting the side of Velocity Gaming to have the momentum right off the bat because Haven is an attacker-sided map. Velocity Gaming are starting off on the attack.
Keep in mind that Velocity also had the momentum at the start of Icebox. They were able to win the pistol round, and they won it in a pretty convincing fashion, right? You had MW1 up in Zipline Tower, Marzel on pipes, and everyone was playing aggressively. But after that, Lou was able to come back in a force buy, and then they kept on hitting them again and again and again. They kept the economy of Team Velocity humble on Icebox, and for the most part, they also made sure that Velocity was playing very passively on the A side. That's why Louvre was able to exploit A like it was bread and butter. They were able to get so many rounds on the back of it. Finally, by the time Velocity figured out what they needed to do in order to hold on to A, Louvre was already attacking some other part of the map. Velocity figured out that they needed to play aggressively towards A side, and that's the one round where we saw MW1 get the collateral. And with that, he was able to secure a round for his team. And Louvre was like, all right, fine. Good job, Velocity. You figured out the key to success. Now that you've figured out how to defend the A side, figure out how to attack mid, or how to defend mid, rather. Because Louvre never played on mid. They only used it once, that too in the last round of the first half. So they saved all their tricks for the later stages of the game. And if one trick was working, they kept on doing it again and again until it stopped working. If that is the kind of thought process that they walk into in Haven, I think Team Velocity should just prioritize on getting the read on their opponents, and they should be able to do it. Haven is one of their stronger maps, so they should be able to get the read pretty quickly. But without further ado, before we even talk about reading, let's take a look at what the agents are going to be first.
Absolutely. The agent selection screen is ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight into that and figure out what is going to be the kind of playstyle coming out from both of these teams? Because, yeah, the agents do play a major role here. Accordingly, we are going to, get to know what exactly is going to be the playstyle coming out from both of these teams. And it looks like the Velocity Gaming will be going in for their usuals. Going to be seeing that two initiator setup coming out from them. Right, 2 A's on the sky. Bibor is going to be on the server. MW1 on the jet. Hellfighter is going to be picking up Astra. Marzel on the Killjoy. Very important. I'm going to get back on that later. But over to the side of Louvre. Led is going to be on the server. Redco on the Sentinel. That is going to be the Cypher. Flaring is going to be on Astra. Juicy on the Jet. And Darion is going to be on the Reyna. Interesting. I mean, we know for a fact that not a lot of teams tend to have the two duelist setup still going on. I mean, most of them have already switched to the single duelist, but Louvre, they go ahead and make it happen, and they make it work.
I swear, I mean, the whole two duelist setup, it seems kind of unorthodox to me. Even with the two duelists, I did not expect Reyna to be one of them. So I guess Darion is just looking to pop off individually. And he was doing so in the previous map as well. Even Juicy, for that matter. He was able to get into such unorthodox positions where people would have probably expected him. But since it was too risky, nobody expected him to be there in the moment. And that's what made all the difference. I think he should be able to replicate that in Haven as well. There are still plenty of angles for him to exploit. But again, will Velocity will they be prepared for this aggressive take from the side of Louvre? If they're able to use their counter aggression well, I think we have a competitive game on our hands. Otherwise, we already know what their fate's going to be like.
Yeah, I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming, they are going to go ahead and get the pistol round. I feel as if, pistols were never really a problem for the side of Velocity Gaming. But then what happens next in round number 2 is the side of Louvre, they go ahead, pick up the pace, they pull out the guns as well. They don't go in for the classic buys. No, they don't settle for the classics. They never settle. They go ahead and pull out the Spectres, pull out the Sheriffs if possible, and they just go aggressive. They forced by in round number 2, and they're going to try and set an example. They're going to try and take that pace, that momentum away from the side of Velocity Gaming. That is what they did, at least on the map of Icebox. Let's see if they're going to do the same on the map of Haven as well, if in case Velocity Gaming walk away with the pistol. But what I really want to see is, what is the defense setup for the side of Louvre? Is it going to be the usual default 2 players over towards A, 2 towards C, or maybe 1 towards C, 1 towards garage, 1 player just passively playing it over towards B? I mean, B is something that usually most of the Indian teams leave out for the retake, right? And we've seen most of the SEA teams do the same as well, but maybe Louvre has a different take on it. What do you think?
Not really sure what their opinion is regarding mid to B assaults, but for the most part, they like playing aggressively. So I assume they'll have at least 1 or 2 players positioned over there, at least at the start of the round, right? Get control of mid, and once they have it, then they can always fall back, or maybe get the players who are already aggressively up close to go for backstabs. So regardless of whether or not they like playing over there, they will do it simply because they're comfortable with the aggression, and because they think that that position is probably very helpful in pinching their opponents, whether it's aggressively or defensively. So they will most likely try, at least try getting control of it in the first few rounds. If it works, well, then good. They're going to keep on doing it. If it doesn't, well, then they can always fall back to the numerous other strategies that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Velocity Gaming, on the other hand, I feel as if you're going to be seeing quite a lot of interesting combo plays coming out from MW1 and Helef. I feel as if Helef is going to try and use his nibblers in a way where MW1 can just move in. He can just dash into the side and just get that. It's like hashtag feel the velocity, right? So of course, MW1 is going to sort of set an example for that hashtag going on for the side of Velocity Gaming, and he's going to aggressively try and gather as much as possible on the utilities that Hellfighter is going to be giving him. We know for a fact that Velocity Gaming, they have these interesting combo plays that have worked out over the course of time. And with the 2 initiative setup coming out from the side of Velocity as well, I feel information is not going to be a problem for the side of Velocity Gaming. But it's not the same case for the side of Louvre. So what do you think? Haven being a map where we both know, and even the audience knows, that information is a very crucial part of the map, and if not having enough information is a major problem for the teams on the defense or the attack.
Yeah, in that aspect, I feel like Velocity have the edge over here because of the 2 initiators. So obviously expert at gathering information, but even the sky splashes can be used as mini recons to clear out some common angles. So those 2 initiators being present on the side of Velocity definitely will help them out. They've also got a killjoy, so any backstabbing related information can be provided to them. On the other side, Louvre don't have too many resources to gather information. They have a Cypher and a Sova, which should be enough, but they've got 2 characters that can basically hit and run. You've got the Jet and you've got the Reyna. So in case they're able to connect their shots, they should be able to fall back to safety as well. And after that, the information is of no use. You will have already spotted out your enemies, but you can't do anything because they've already got back to safety. That kind of stuff is something that I'm worried about. The fact that Louvre can give away information but not give away the round, that's what makes them a scary team.
Yeah, same. And I feel as if, I don't know, what do you think? I mean, the debate is still on. It's out there on every single forum. Killjoy or Cypher on the map of Haven. What do you prefer?
I mean, I don't have a preference. It just really boils down to the team. Both of them have pros and cons of their own. If you're up against a team who likes to rush quite a lot, then maybe the Killjoy will help because the Nanoswarm considerably slows down the pace of the attack. But then again, you can't leave your area. You can put down your utility in one place and you have to stay in range for it to actually work. If you're the kind of guy who likes to gather information and move around quite a lot to help your team, then the Cypher might probably help you out more because you can just set up your utility in one place and not worry about it being deactivated if you're out of range. So they both have their pros and cons.
I feel as if Cypher might just be a little bit too better. I don't know. Is this something that has been, sort of followed throughout the course of the entire journey? I feel as if Cypher, I don't know, he just. So the thing is, with the Cypher, you have one advantage in a massive big map like Haven, right? Killjoy's utilities sort of have a range to it, 40 meter, but Cypher, Not necessarily. So you can just
Yeah.
freely move around the map. All you have to do is just survive and stay alive. If you die, the traps are gone. The utilities are gone. But all you have to do is just survive. And I feel as if being a sentinel, of course, most of the players, they do tend, like, survival is the name of the game for them. Gathering information, relaying it to their teammates is a major role, and of course locking down the site as well. But yeah, Cypher, I feel in that way is sort of very helpful. But at the same time, can't really forget the fact that Marzel, with his sneaky little place at the Killjoy on the map of Haven, uh, we have known this for quite some time now. Marzel, the way he lurks around the map, like, quite efficiently, like, it's like he just goes ahead and takes my name when he comes in that form, right? Becomes an assassin, and like, it's quite
Big
it's
brain
quite
jokes.
yeah, I mean, it was, I try, okay, I'm not that good, but I try. But yeah, to be honest, Marcel, not gonna lie, the way he just comes up with these insane lyrics, um over over the course of time, throughout his entire career in first person shooters, he has been known for these insane lyrics. And I feel as if, in the Indian soil at least, not a lot of players have been able to tackle the way he maneuvers around the map. Now let's see if Lou are going to be able to do it.
Louvre actually have a very run and gun sort of playstyle. Like the fact that they've got two duelists itself tells you everything you need to know. Plus,
Yep.
on top of that, they've got people who can be very flexible. They can adjust their setups anytime, and that's why I think the Cypher on Redco is better because he can still gather information on one part of the map even though he's not present over there. So I think it suits him better. It's good for his playstyle. Whereas for the side of Velocity, who seem to be the more disciplined team today, that's honestly a contradictory statement, you know? Even though Velocity are the more disciplined team, they are finding it a little difficult to deal with the reckless and the quick breakneck pace of Team Louvre over here. So that is surprising. You know, we kind of
Yeah,
saw this
it
when
is.
Global Esports went up against Damwon. You know, everyone
Oh
expected
yeah.
Damwon to win because they are the more stronger team over there in the VCT. They were the more disciplined ones, but Global Esports was a little more reckless. And sometimes it helps to be reckless that way. We're seeing the exact thing over here. At least that was the case for Louvre in Icebox. Maybe they will be a little more disciplined on Haven. We don't really know. But yeah, Velocity are being the more disciplined team over here. Plus, you take a look at the composition of Velocity, they are really good in retake situations. They've got Astra and the Killjoy. So you know that the lockdown plus the Cosmic Divide combo is amazing in retake situations.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they're starting on the attacking side, so that probably will be more helpful to them during defense. I just hope they're able to build up a decent enough buffer in the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming, they're going to be in for quite a surprise. We might just see a massive upset coming out from the side of Louvre, or we might just see a massive upset coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming. Or maybe both of them are just going to go ahead and live up to the hype that we are sort of creating here, the atmosphere that is being built up. The audience, they're going to feel like, okay, both of them have their own pros and cons on the map of Haven, and we feel as if this is going to be quite a close match. But we thought the same for the map of Icebox as well. But Lou, they just it's not even like they walked away with it. They just ran away with the victory. Let's see what exactly is going to happen on the map of Haven. The match is being ready. Really sorry for the inconveniences and the delays. There's a little bit of a tech issue coming out from one of the players. So yeah, the match is being unpaused right now. We're going to be jumping straight in towards the game as well. Team Louvre versus the side of Velocity Gaming. The action is about to start on the map of Haven Crips. I'm very excited. What about you?
You can already see it. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. Let's jump into this, ladies and gentlemen. Louvre leading by one map. They've got the edge over here. Velocity, with the backs against the wall, have to push through. They need to make sure any obstacle in their way gets dealt with in a swift and furious manner. Moving through once again. Keep in mind that the reason Louvre was able to win last time is because they forced Velocity into a corner. They forced them to play passively. If Velocity can keep up their confidence and their pace, they should be able to put a decent enough fight.
So yeah, I mean, the pistol round on the way. We're going to be seeing the side of Louvre. They're going to play a little bit aggressive over towards the A main, something that you usually see from the defenders, right? Even on the Indian soil, we're going to be seeing a lot of teams do this, especially from the side of Velocity as well. We're going to be seeing Deathmaker or MW1 just aggressively take some information, because information, again, is going to be something that Louvre are going to struggle for, Crips. Remember, they only have one initiator, so yeah, can't rely on the Sova absolutely everywhere, right? That's going to be time for Velocity Gaming to strike. They're going to be striking it over towards the B side. We're seeing MW1 is going to take a little bit of damage. Len going to try and move in, is going to go ahead and take down MW1, is going to stop the spike plant.
I'm actually surprised nobody else from the side of Velocity was covering the spike planter. Now they all need to go in at the same time, but Louvre are the ones who extend through the one-ways. They walk into a meat grinder. Once again, Velocity win the pistol round, just like they did on Icebox. But Assassin, you know what? I am worried about this particular round. They sure were able to win the pistol, just like they did in Icebox, but Louvre, they used a force buy. This time they're not going for it. They're just hoping to get some picks off with the Sheriff. Again, even that can be devastating in the right hands. So I'm scared. I hope Velocity can keep up their momentum.
Let's hope so as well. Juicy has got his Sheriff out to the Ion Sheriff, known as something of an aimbot itself. Yeah, Juicy. See if he's going to be able to get something done. He's sneaking up over towards the windows and... oh, he's going to spot out the alarm bot. The alarm bot is going to be destroyed. Marzel is going to just walk in for that information. He thinks that someone is inside of that windows, but nope. Juicy is just going to go ahead and debate him out. It's going to be like, Marzel, just come out wherever you're hiding. I know you're going to be tempted as soon as I destroy the alarm bot, but, well, I feel as if Len has to be a little bit more careful. It shouldn't be that tempting enough. Just aggressively go in. But I completely understand where he's coming from, you know. He has got a classic, Crips, and with a classic, sometimes aggression is the name of the game. You just have to, you know, go up close and personal, get that right click in, and get a few bullets of the classic into your skull.
Well, Velocity are in the site, I mean. Spike planted. Seems like it's going to be a clean round. Maybe they can recover the weapons that Marzel dropped over there, but that also will be denied because Hellfighter's moving in from the B side. I think it's an unnecessary move. It's a very powerful move, but you can probably save it for the rounds where you need it more. If you pull out all your tricks in this round itself, then Louvre will be prepared for them later on in the rounds where it matters more. Either way, I'm fine as long as Velocity are winning their rounds. 2-0 for now. They will be walking into a bonus, whereas Louvre will have the better weapons now.
So Louvre, they're going to be on the better weapons, as you said. Vandals, Phantoms all over the way. I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming exactly is going to be their strategy, though. They're looking like they're bunching up outside mid. So maybe they are going to try and, I don't know, just sweep right in towards Garage. As I said, it is going to be the side of Louvre to have a couple of setups, the Sentinel setups. Redco is going to drop in a trap wire. And we're going to be seeing, I guess, one Nebula coming out from flaring over towards the Garage as well. But now he knows that Velocity Gaming are coming in over towards the C side, both from Garage and the long position. So, flaring and Redco, need to be careful. He's seeing the smokes coming out. Flaring is going to be tagged by the Owl Drone coming out from right to Ace. Redco is going to be the only point of defense right now. He has to set up an amazing crossfire. But look at this Darion alongside Juicy. What is this advanced positioning? And Velocity Gaming, they might not even expect this. They're just going to walk straight into the crosses with Juicy. And we're going to be seeing Vibor. You try and come in now, Vibor. You're going to walk in? Yep, you are. But it's not going to be Juicy. It's going to be Darion instead. My goodness, both of these duelists. You would pretty much expect one duelist to at least be over towards the C side, right? But you would never expect both the duelists to just stack up on towards one area of the map.
Exactly, and that was a double peek as well. The moment Vibor revealed himself, he never stood a chance. Both of them shot him down. And they took their sweet time to go towards Garage. That's why the A push is not possible now. They have to go towards B once again. And Louvre are fully prepared for this. All in, taking a risk by getting out of that Nebula. But the other people, when they go to the Nebula, like Ace, they are able to make it work. MW1 with the cheeky positioning. He's able to stop any other potential retake. But what about Darion and Juicy? The two duelists are still alive. They were the ones who got the first blood in the round. They are more than capable of winning this one out. MW1 hiding in an off Nebula? That's amazing. Nobody would have expected him to be here. But of course, they sprayed through the smoke as they walk inside. Darion, it's gonna come down to the element of surprise. He doesn't know where right to Ace is. He expects him to be towards mid, but Ace is bamboozling him. They maintain the momentum. Bonus round in control of Velocity. And they survived the acid test. This was the one important round that they needed to make it through. And they passed it with flying colors.
That they definitely did. I mean, the bonus worked out for the side of Velocity Gaming. Now, Krami is going to be really good for their side. They don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to lose a round or not. It's fine. It's completely fine. They can still afford to get a bye. But what they can't afford to do is, you know, just reveal absolutely everything they have under their sleeves to Louvre. Because Louvre, I know for a fact that they are a team that adapt quite easily. So let's see how exactly things pan out. For now, though, Louvre, again, an eco for them. Len is going to be on.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Arion is going to be on the Phantom. Interesting. They have forced this out.
Well, they forced it like a
some
charm.
people have.
Yeah, the push all the way down on C-Long, get the kill onto Hellfighter, which means no controller present for this team. The need to move in without any security. Nobody to stop them. Of course, Flaring is there. The Sheriff pops off. 1v1, and he's just buying time. He knows Vibor is trapped. Backup will be arriving soon, but Darion deals with the backup first. Now the kill onto Flaring. One above him. Oh, he looks away at the wrong time. Juicy brings it back. Louvre just not willing to let this one go at all. They pushed out of C-Long so early, and with Hellfighter dead, they can't put any of those Nebulas towards Heaven or towards the defender entrance of A. They have to move in naked, without any protection, without anyone to stop any potential rotations. Line of sight available for Team Louvre, which means they should be able to shoot them down before Velocity even enter the site. And that's how the cookie crumbles. If Velocity lose once more, they will be in a little bit of economic trouble. They already are in trouble. MW1 going for a little bit of an eco, using his Blaze-Storm and just a pistol instead of a rifle. But Darion up close and personal. And he's toying around with Hellfighter, winning the duels. He does equal it out. Hellfighter brings it back, but still, in a 4v4 situation, the advantage lies in the favor of the attackers. The defenders have to spread their forces thin, and now look at the setup of Team Louvre. One on Garage, one on C, one on B and A. No trading potential available between any of these defenders, so if Velocity group up and hit any of these bomb sites with all that they've got with full force, they should be able to win.
I got the spike. I've got your trail.
So yeah, the side of Louvre. A 4 versus 4. Are they seeing this attack coming over towards the A side? I feel they do. Juicy, we're going to be spotting out the Seekers, going to be spotting out the Nebulas coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming. And Marzel's going to be the first one to enter the site. Interesting. I was expecting Marzel to come in with a little bit of a flank or alert, but not happening. He's not going to reveal his strats. All about now is going to be Flaring to go ahead and get some of frag, whereas right to Ace and Vibor.
I have the spike.
Well, these guys make their job much easier. That's going to be the side of Len left out alongside one more player. Oh, interesting. No, never mind. Len is the final player. A 1 versus 2 for him. So it's going to be Vibor and Hellfighter left out in a 2 versus 1 against Len. Len trying his absolute best to not be spotted by the Owl Drone, but I feel like they do know where exactly Len is coming in from. And now that he has destroyed that recon dot, everything's quite out there. Both of these
He has no
players.
idea.
Yeah.
He's got no idea. Both of them are present over here. He picks up the 1v1. No, they don't trade. Len clutches it out. It started with him. It ends with him. He used the Hunter's Fury to create a little bit of a distraction so that his duelists could move in. While Velocity was busy dodging the Hunter Fury beams, everyone else, they tried to make something happen, and Lou was able to get a couple of picks into the A site. But then the situation was managed. We felt like Velocity have it in the bag. It was even a good move, both of them moving under Heaven, because then Len would have been thinking the other guy is probably somewhere on the other side of the map, instead of assuming both of them are present towards Hell. But they were supposed to double peek. That did not happen. Len individually able to clutch out both the duels. That was unfortunate. And that's
Definitely
a big
was.
blow to Velocity. Take a look at their economy now. 2 Vandals with light armor, Sheriffs, Spectres. Oh, this is bad.
It definitely is. And remember the conversation we had before the match even started, before even Icebox began, that the post plans is something that Velocity need to be very careful about on their attack. And this is exactly what we were talking about. It's not like they made a bad move, but they should have played it much better. You know, there should be a crossfire. I mean, I don't know, something.
Oh, poor Flaring had absolutely no chance. He thought he's just safe over there behind the box. As long as he dodges the Hunter's Fury, he should be fine. But nope, Hellfighter walks in, kills them, and he gets the kill onto Redco as well. Len finally shutting his killing spree down, but it's already too late. 1v3 for Len. He clutched it out last time. Can he do it once more? They know exactly where he is, but as long as they don't offer him 1v1s, Len should not get the ammunition he needs to pull through.
Shock dart.
Damage dealt to Ace with the shock darts. No problem. He's still alive and healthy. He's already healed up his teammates, so he's done whatever he was supposed to do. An MW1 with the pre-fire. Finally stopping, mitigating damage. And Velocity maintain their lead, 2-4. Although, I must say, Louvre still have 4 ultimates, so this round could once again go in their favor. And even Len is just 1 point away from his ultimate. 5 ultimates will be available to Louvre pretty soon. That's a scary situation, even though they don't have the weaponry.
Take a look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen. I like how Deathmaker is observing everything, you know. Might just be letting in a little bit of an information. Sometimes, you know, the person who is on the bench, who is like, you know, observing the game, tends to know quite a lot than the players themselves, right? It has sort of come through.
Yeah.
So maybe Deathmaker can just, you know, help them out.
Hopefully. I hope Deathmaker, Amaterasu, anyone who's present over there helps them out. Once again attacking the Ace side, MW1 going all by himself. I'm not comfortable with this. He's got the spike right behind him. But 4 defenders on the Ace side. If they continue to knock on the doors of this area, they will be walking into a trap. Velocity hitting the brakes. They're waiting on a mistake from Team Louvre. But Louvre are patient. They are the ones who need to hold. They are the ones who don't need to move in. Velocity. What do you do now? 40 seconds on the clock. Do you continue going A or do you attack B or C? A double fake could be in progress. They show their presence towards the A side, pretend to fall back, but they will go towards A nonetheless. Unbeknownst to them, there's 4 defenders waiting for them. Hopefully the recon dodge reveals what they're about to walk into, but the gravity wells, they pull every defender out of their hiding holes, everyone out of the sneaky corners. They are mostly dead, and the site belongs to them.
Spike planted.
So there you have it. As Crip said it out, side belongs to them, but yeah, I feel as if Juicy still has some juice left in him to go ahead and give us some juicy one-taps. But never mind.
I was kind of scared over there when Vibor peeked him all by himself. I thought, oh my god, there you go, another 1v1.
That's why I brought up the hype as well, right? But then it just instantly died.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Velocity are stringing rounds together. What's even better is that Velocity kept so many of their players alive, which means their economy starts to build up now. If you take a look at their money situation, 2 players are above the 5,000 credits mark. That's good, which means they can afford weapon for the next 2 or 3 rounds, even if they lose. Can't really say the same for Team Louvre. 2 of them still on light shields, but oh my god, they turn up the pace. Everyone moving through, but maybe Devon can be taken care of. No, Len destroys everyone. Oh, what a fallback. This is such a mess. Juicy, Darion, both of them aggressing up A long, looking to pick up fights, and so many people get revealed. The Hunter's Fury comes through, it tags 3 of them in a row. And then, of course, you've got the radar. Darion just needed to dismiss back to safety, and his teammate would cover him. Instant disaster. How do Velocity recover from this? Hellfight is already on the C side, but the spike isn't here yet. And if Ace tries to carry the spike on his back, then Redco might catch him. Oh, the Nebula. This will finally protect right to Ace. Should allow him a safe passage onto the side, maybe even a plant. But still, a 2v4 retake seems nearly impossible to pull off.
I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming has just stated it out, right? It's going to be pretty difficult for them to go ahead and manage to put up the 6 on the board, but dude, what a play, Crips. I mean, whoever's calling the shots from the side of Louvre, he just aced it.
I swear. It's almost like they were so frustrated, they decided to take matters into their own hands. They're not going to wait around for Velocity anymore. They pick up the fights themselves, moving towards a long, two people ready to trade with each other. Both of those characters which can fall back after a kill. The Jet can even fall back before a kill. So they have guaranteed safety. At least one get out of jail free card. And then the recon dot revealing all three of them. That was it. That was the cue for Len to pop out that big bow and arrow. If it probably wasn't for Len, then I think Velocity could have managed that round. They could have managed that aggression, maybe.
Maybe. So yeah, I mean, going to be having a little bit of a pause, by the way. Just got that information. So we're going to be enjoying all of these beautiful camps coming out from both of these teams. Tension building up on the Velocity boot camp right now. Right to Ace in deep thinking alongside Marzel as well right now. Like, okay, guys. Well, we do have the pace. We do have the lead. Let's try and keep at it. It's okay. One setback is fine. They just had a good read in that round. Let's not you know, lower our morals down. Just keep it high. Keep the energy high. On the side of Louvre, by the way, they just all they're just talking. They're in their serious mode as well. They know for a fact that Velocity are pretty good on the map of Haven, and are sort of walking away with the win here. So, yeah, Louvre, things are going to be quite intense from their side now as well.
Louvre are keeping Velocity on their toes. Like, in the previous round, we saw them both go A long, right? That's not the only place they have been going. Juicy sometimes walks out of B, goes all the way towards mid window. And sometimes they push out of C long. So both these duelists keep on changing their positions and keep playing aggressively in one part of the map or the other. Once again, A long aggression seems to be the name of the game, but this time, Darion is not present on long. He's going towards short instead. And with that, they have taken control of A lobby. Louvre have control over this side of the map. They know that Velocity won't be heading in that direction. It's telegraphed that they're moving towards Garage and B. Let's see if Redco is able to get a cheeky frag or two. He has the camera. Anyone can get tagged very soon. He's passed that information to his fellow Astra, who's going to be buying some time by using the gravity well to keep them at bay. But Redco, he doesn't survive that fray. Lockdown committed. Not completely covering any of these sites, but oh, Vibor! He thought he was safe. Darion peeks out of window, and he might just be able to win the duel against MW1 as well. The lockdown doesn't do anything. It doesn't clear up any space, but Marzel and Hellfighter do it with their guns. Marzel with the triple. That's the performance we needed. A quad to wrap up the things. That is how you step up. The lockdown itself didn't provide too much value, but it forced all the players of Team Louvre to move into positions from where they cannot back each other up. Turning a 4 versus 4 into 4 individual 1v1s. And with that, Marzel is able to isolate and exterminate. Good comeback from them.
Yep, they got 6 on the board now. They are in the safe zone, as you would like to call it, right? I mean, 6 rounds is something of, like, I don't know, a parameter to have a good half either side. So yeah, now that they're safe, they have to just keep at it. They try and put up the 7, maybe an 8, maybe a 9th, you never know. But Louvre, on the other hand, flaring to take care of an aggressive MW1, and Redco still here on towards the back of the side. Might just get detected towards the turret, but never mind. Still gonna find the frag on towards right to Ace. Juicy's coming in from the garage, and he's gonna go ahead and take down Marzel as well. Not to a 3 versus 2 situation, ladies and gentlemen. Team Blue, it looks like that they might just go ahead and put up the 4th on the board, and yeah, Team Velocity Gaming, they might not have much to say. Juicy, he sees LF coming in with that flank from the garage position, and Darion is on the job of taking down Vibor right about now. Look at this, the Empress activated. This could be a problem for him. Was it a misclick, or he deliberately activated the Empress?
I'm not really sure about the Empress, but I can say a few words about this execute. So you can see that they just wanted to get the plant and get back towards C long. And it was kind of indicative of the Astrosauce that they put up. So they had this one nanoswarm grenade that Marzel used towards the right-hand side tall green box. That's fine. It does that job. But the Astrostars, one of them was placed behind the default box, which turned into a gravity well, and the other one was placed in between backside and default. So that turned into a nebula. And you can see that because of that smoke, Team Velocity were not able to clear out the back of side before the plant happened. When they tried to kill Redco, he was able to win the duels, and more than that, he used his camera to ping anyone who was still towards the planting area. So his teammates, like, let's say the Reyna who was coming in from Garage, Darion, he was able to get a free kill as well. And all that communication simply because Velocity went for an execute, which relies on them getting the plant without clearing out the back of sight. Maybe that's something that they can work on. It's a mistake that can be easily fixed. But given the positioning of their stars right now, I don't think that will happen. Oh no, the moment I say that, MW1 takes off Flaring's head off of his shoulders, clean tapping and getting away. Oh, that's a disgusting shot. You'll probably see that again in the replay. I want to see it.
I want to see it too. I mean, we're definitely not going to roll that replay once the round is over. But it isn't over yet. 40 seconds, and this is exactly the kind of sneaky little play coming out from Marzel.
Nice.
Get absolutely deleted, Len, says Marzel, as MW1 chimes in the corner as well, takes down Redco. 1 versus 3 for the side of Juicy. What do you think? He's going to be able to clutch it out. The jet main from the side of Louvre. Going to be seeing him updraft and do some ninja style stuff here.
Unlikely. He has to move through a nebula, which definitely means that MW1 will see him first. He can probably wait.
Wow!
A fake...
Try to pull off a
fake
simple
flash
here.
of sorts? Yeah, something like that. Pulling off a simple, that's more appropriate. Hey, but I love Velocity's approach in this round. It was kind of unorthodox, but it works for them. They picked up individual fights towards the edge of Garage, then towards B, and then they moved in as 2 separate units. I don't think they planned to plant the spike on the B side. I think the C hit was something that they were looking for, but then they improvised.
Let's go.
And the only thing that worked in the favor of Louvre was that aggressive push from Juicy. He was able to get towards A lobby and then get that kill onto the mid window. Both the Jets on their Blade Storm, of course. Why wouldn't they be? It's the last round of the half, and Team Velocity have more ultimates available this time around. They haven't used the Lockdown plus Cosmic Divide combination at all. Maybe this would be a good round to pull it off. Marcel just used this Lockdown like 2 rounds ago, and he has it available again. Juicy trying to get a cheeky angle. Won't be happening. Darion gets denied too. And very soon he's going to go up against MW1. Wins the duel. Len, he picks off Marcel with the Hunter's Fury. Oh no, this is starting to fall apart. Velocity had the man advantage. Now, not anymore. Hellfighter does make it a little better by getting the kill onto Juicy, but it still doesn't alleviate any pressure. 2 versus 3. 50 seconds on the clock. And Ace does not have his ultimate. Hellfighter, alone with his Cosmic Divide, can't do much. He probably needed Marcel's Lockdown to make it super effective. Let's see if he's able to get it or not. The timing could be great over here. Flaring peeks out, but Ace, he looks away at the wrong time. Both of them missing their timings. At least they're both alive. But not too much time available for Team Velocity now. They need to make a move. Ace is doing his best to distract the players of Team Louvre. And he's keeping 2 players positioned over here while Hellfighter is trying to plant towards the other side. Ace falls. Hellfighter's trapped. He can't go for the plant. A fake, maybe, hoping to get a kill. But nobody peeks out. The discipline from Team Louvre is impeccable. The Sova just raining shock darts, not revealing himself or giving any chance to Hellfighter at all. And the moment the people on ceiling reveal themselves, it's a double peek. Calm, composed all the way through to the end. Louvre, sure, they don't have the lead in this half, but their determination, their grit, and their patience, oh my god, their patience, it can be commended so much, and it will still not be enough.
Absolutely. I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming, they might just be in a little bit of an advantage. But again, considering the fact that they started off on the side which this map is favored for, that is attack, they got themselves 7 rounds. But what about their defense? Do you think that this kind of an agent selection coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming is going to help them out on their defense? Because I feel as if, dude, initiator, completely agree. But I feel as if, you know, they have to constantly be very aggressive, and they need to send out 1 player at least to a part of the map where Louvre might not be present. So, for example, if Louvre were trying to move it over towards A, they have to have MW1 or Marzel come in from the C-long position over towards the A mains.
Yeah, and I think they realized that in Icebox itself. So hopefully they should be able to learn from those mistakes and still play aggressively. Even if Louvre is able to somehow hold on and punish their defaults, I hope they just don't get discouraged. Now, I did mention that the lockdown and cosmic divide combination was not used in the first half. It's fine. It was not a combination meant for the attacking side anyway. That's very potent in retake situations. And keep in mind that for the most part of Icebox, Velocity were playing retakes on the A side. Oh, I mean, if they started to play aggressively, they would have never allowed Louvre to plant in the first place. But if playing for retakes is what they want, then this combination is going to be absolutely important for them. We're about to jump back into the game, gents and ladies. Let's move. Louvre stacking up on the A side, ready to hit it with full force. I hope Vibor gets back up soon. He can't defend this area all by himself. He's seeing all these Astro shots getting placed, and that's his cue to get out of there. He would much rather give up the site rather than give up the site and the man advantage too. They've got one flanker in the form of MW1. He's coming in from C. The spike planter getting so much damage. Vibor killing Redco before he even has a chance to fall back. But Darion bringing it right back. A disgusting one tap. More to follow as he's still keen on fighting. I'm very, very surprised that Louvre aren't holding post plants.
Well, MW1 strikes from the back lines. As I did tell you, if the side of Louvre try to move in aggressively over towards the A side, Team Velocity Gaming, they need to be very aggressive as well. They need to have someone coming in from the backlines, and MW1 is just that. We're going to be seeing right to Ace and Hellfire go ahead and clean it all up before MW1 can even make it to the site. That's going to be Velocity Gaming to go ahead and get out the pistol in the second half as well. Ladies and gentlemen. Well, it used to be a custom before, Cribs, do you remember? It used to cost another FPS title. You win both the pistols, you possibly win the game.
Oh yeah? That's a good analogy right there. Both the pistol wins means Velocity should have the momentum they need. Although we know that Louvre, whenever they're on an eco or a force buy of sorts, you need to watch out for them. And this is a mixed buy from them. Nope, not anymore. The moment I say mixed buy, all of them pick up SMGs. Louvre are not letting this one go. If Velocity survive this round, they should have enough momentum to turn the scoreline into 10-5. If they break right here, well, then this will be 8-7.
So, looks like that Darion already got himself that Spectre. He's got himself a kill as well, so that's a good start coming out from the side of Louvre. We know for a fact that Louvre, they are known to do this, right? Despite losing out the pistol, they go ahead by the Spectres, they force by and they go ahead and get that second of the half, and that's exactly what is happening, but no, Marzel's bringing it all back. You'll be seeing Juicy is going to fall back. Redco takes down Marzel. Rags coming left, right, and center, Crips, and I feel as if MW1 down to 27 points of health is just not going to be enough. As Juicy takes down Hellfire, leaving it all down to MW1, and the guy is just going to dash out. He's like, I'm just going to yeet out of here, because I'm just going to get absolutely pounced upon by 3 players from the side of Louvre.
Yeah, he's got a foot in the grave already, bleeding internally, hemorrhaging, and just waiting to be put out of his misery. Oh, that's a problem now. And keep in mind, this is not just 8-6, this is potentially an 8-7. But MW1 doesn't want that to happen. He's trying to force this one. Or is he? He just sold his Vandal. No problem. So that's what I was worried about. If Louvre were able to win the anti-eco, then they will have enough momentum to put up 2-3 rounds in a row, maybe even tie up the scoreline. And Velocity's economy is broken, so they're just down to classics and sheriffs. But this poses a problem, a big one too. Velocity opting to not buy any armor at all, hoping to save money so that they can put up decent weapons in the next half, hoping to make sure that Louvre are not able to get 8-8. This will most likely be a one-sided round that goes in the favor of Louvre. They should be able to get all the kills without any problems.
Yeah, a pretty easy round as you stated. 7th on the board for the side of Louvre, whereas Marzel, well, I'm not really sure what he's going to do with this shotty. Of course, he has to come in with a kill maybe. He's going to try at least. He's going to try and set himself up for success here. He knows that Louvre might just be out for the hunt maybe. But at the same time, side of Velocity Gaming, I feel as if moving into the next round, they're going to have a full buy, right? And Sarah Louvre, are they gonna still keep on hitting A, or are they gonna explore their avenues towards B or even C?
I mean, if Icebox was any lesson for us, we know that they will try to just exploit one side as much as possible. Marzel dying to the spike so that he does not get the penalty of surviving. He will get enough money to buy in the next round. MW1 even pulls out the operator. Okay, now things are starting to get serious. Seven, 8. Do you see any win conditions for Team Velocity just yet? Or is it too soon?
I don't know. I feel as if at this point, it can go either ways, right? If only Velocity can go ahead and put up that 9th round of the board right now, they can get the 10th as well. So the momentum is going to sort of, again, slide into their favor. But Louvre, we know, they might just come in with a force buy. A little bit of a shenanigan from their side. Right now they are, once again, moving in away towards A. But I feel as if the side of Louvre, they're just setting this up as a fake. And maybe they might just fall back. But no, they're just fully committing to this. And look at this crossfire. SWAT-style entry coming out from the side of Louvre. Checking left, checking right. Everything cleared up. The site is theirs. And now the plant is going to be down as well.
Spike planted.
2 versus 3 still doable. Velocity have come back from more difficult rounds, more difficult situations. 2 ultimates available on the side of Team Louvre, but the crossfires are just so good. Darion has the bravery to peek all by himself, still winning the duel, while his teammate Juicy is just baiting out shots, toying around with Ace. And he's not finding any opening, just one flash available on him and too many angles to check. Scores are tied, 8-8. And I'm starting to sweat a little bit here. Velocity have to call this timeout. There's no way they can't. Whatever momentum that they had built up by winning the pistol is down the drain. They lost 3 rounds in a row after that. 1 more and they will be on max loss bonus. And max loss bonus is a little bit of a tricky territory to navigate. If you go in for the full buy, then you will be able to afford it. But in the next round, then your economy will be a little bit in shambles. So, a lot of risky decisions need to be made over here. Once again, in the last 3 rounds, Louvre, they're spamming the A side like they did on Icebox. Their obsession with the A side is something very weird. I honestly don't get it, but if it's working for them, then why not? They are going to keep on doing the same thing again and again and again until Velocity finally figured out how to stop them. And I just hope by that time, Louvre don't build up too much of a momentum.
I really like that bandana. Do you think so as well? It's kind of cute.
I mean, it's a trivial matter.
I mean, of course, it's like you wouldn't expect a very aggressive beast of a man like Juicy to have such a cute bandana on his forehead, right?
You know, you can't give away all your tricks. You need to somehow bamboozle the people, not reveal your true identity. MW1! He gets that ultimate orb, but at what cost? He gets 2 ultimate points, one because of the orb, one because of his death, but now that he's dead, the A side belongs to them. And Len holding for backstab. He's completely aware about Hellfighter's position. Can definitely pre-fire on right to Ace as well. This round has been denied before it can even begin. More Nebulas being put through, so all the patience that Marzel had, it's not going to give him anything. He was hoping that this smoke will fade and he then goes through. Another one gets placed. 3 people ready for him. Flawless round, and that's what Team Louvre needed. Take a look at their money now. 9,000 credits onto the players of Louvre. Simply because they didn't lose any of their weapons in the last 2 rounds in a row. So they can afford to buy for the next, what, 3 rounds maybe? Velocity need to break the camel's back and they need to keep on breaking it.
The side of Velocity Gaming, I feel as if with this full buy coming out from them and with MW1 on that operator, now the entry for the side of Louvre towards the A side wouldn't be that easy. And they've got 3 players that are going to be holding on over towards the A side, but Darion, he just doesn't give a damn. He's just going to walk straight in. The face of Hellfire is going to take him down, and with that, it's going to be all down to right to Ace and Marzel. within a matter of seconds, Crips. Can you believe it? What is this kind of a domination coming out from the side of Louvre? We spoke about this. We said if Velocity Gaming can establish control, if they can aggress in on their defense, they might just be able to bear fruits on their defense.
Yeah.
But no, not at all. I mean, doesn't matter if they're aggressive or not. Louvre, they're still gonna just run over them like a bulldozer.
Exactly, and they did play aggressively, right? Velocity, the aggression worked for them on Icebox. They thought this will be the perfect counter to all that Louvre are doing to them, but it did not work. MW1 had so much utility thrown towards him, he couldn't even dash back to safety. And the moment he gets one frag, then Juicy comes up from behind, executing two. It's like clockwork. Team Louvre with their timing of attack. They're able to catch the players of Velocity looking in the wrong direction. They sometimes use their own teammates as bait. And hey, baiting is fine as long as you're getting the wins. And the old philosophy of Team Louvre. Why fix something if it's not broken? They're making it work. They hit the ace side like, what, 4 times in a row? Maybe even 5. I've lost track. And every time they've been fairly successful. This time, they might just change things up. They might just hit the C side instead.
So inside of Velocity Gaming now, we're going to be seeing them try and maybe hold on over towards the garage position and the C side as well. The side of Louvre, this time instead of the A side, they try and move it over towards C. And once again, Len and that Hunter's Fury opens things up for the duelists from the side of Louvre to make their way towards the side.
Both the Sovas activating the Hunter's Fury, but of course it's Len who finds more value out of it. And while his teammates were busy assaulting Garage, the others moved in from long already. Len not just getting the opening frag, but also keeping sure his team is safe from any backstabs. Redco just toying around with the spray, deliberately getting revealed, placing the cameras when he knows Vibur will be looking in that direction. And he still gets that kill. This is just bad manners from Redco.
I mean, I'm just speechless. I'm absolutely speechless right now, Crips. As if, you know, the side of Louvre and their attack is turning out to be quite in Mammoth's task for the side of Velocity Gaming. I don't know what might help them at this point. Like, on the map of Icebox, it was them going too passive. But now when they're trying to go too aggressive, they still aren't yielding results.
Yeah, Team Louvre are just relishing the amount of map control that they've been given. And no matter what Velocity do, Louvre just do not yield. Oh, poor Hellfighter, caught with his pants down. He thought he was just peeking to gather information. Little did he know that he's going to see so many men on his screen at the same time. And the C side belongs to them already. Backstab from right to Ace on its way. The cavalry coming in from the defender entrance. Ace needs to time this one right. If he can win this fight, maybe this match will extend throughout the night. But Flaring and Darion deny them any right to a retake.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, this is just falling apart. Execution from Juicy for the final frag. And Louvre on match series point.
Oh look, they're desperate.
Louvre on a match point, ladies and gentlemen, 12-8, something that we definitely did not see coming on the map of Haven, because Velocity had a pretty good lead, they had pretty good synergy, they had good momentum, good pace, everything was working fine, but suddenly, it's like Louvre just, you know, it's like them flipping a switch.
Exactly.
And
After 7-5 half, Louvre conceded just the pistol round. And after that, they haven't dropped a single round. Velocity have lost the last 7 rounds in a row.
MW1, a lot of eyes are on this gentleman right now, because I feel as if he might just be able to get something done over towards the A side. He does, he gets the frag onto his Darion, but Redco is the one to go ahead and instantly get that trade. Vibor is going to chime in as well, and so is Marzil, but Marzil goes in for a wide peek, gets taken down. Juicy and Len, they both group up, take down every single player that was defending the A side from the side of Velocity. It all comes down to poor Hellfire in a 1 versus 2. Actually a 1 versus 3, but it's okay. Len is quite low. Doesn't matter. Juicy's gonna go ahead, try and go in for that knife, but nah. He's going to go ahead and finish things off, and it's going to be Louvre to finish things off in this best of 3. 2-0, ladies and gentlemen, against side of Velocity Gaming. And Velocity Gaming, well, what can I say? Nice try, though. You guys put absolutely everything out there, but as I said, Louvre, see, look at Redco chilling. he's just leaning back, and he's like, well, there you go. We got it.
Well, nice bandanas also from those guys. Either way, Team Velocity, they kind of started to peek out from their positions. Like they were fighting towards short and long at the same time while they were present on the default box behind the site. So instead of holding for their crossfires, they tried to peek out, and most of the times they were the ones who walked into double peaks. And Team Louvre, they were just so methodical with their attack on the A side. They hold on to long first, they get the entrance after the nebulas are placed. Only Juicy decides to reveal his position while everyone else decides to stay in place and hold for angles. They know that Velocity will peek them first, and that's what they punish. After they got the 3 first opening frags, the site just belongs to them. And even though Velocity kind of saw this coming, even though they had a lot of defenders in place,
Yep.
a stack of sorts, it wasn't enough to stop the relentless push from Team Louvre. They assaulted the A side so many times, and no fix from Team Velocity. They just were not able to find a response, no answers to this problem at all.
I feel as if the side of Velocity Gaming, right? I don't know. So we did analyze it quite a lot, whether or not their passive game style is a problem, their aggressive game style is a problem. Like, I don't know what went wrong there, but the side of Louvre, they definitely caught up and they knew what exactly they were supposed to do as well. Now, again, a major factor here is the absence of Amaterasu and Deathmaker. We know for a
Mhm.
fact that MW1 usually does not play with the team. I mean, he doesn't get to play with the team because Deathmaker chimed in, and so the last month and two, it is this roster from the side of Velocity Gaming that has been making wonders happen. But Amatrasu suffering from RSI, he's not going to be able to play for a month or two, and of course, Deathmaker he just returned back today towards the boot camp, so MW1 had to chime in. So maybe some of these factors are what affected the entire play coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming. But we're going to discuss more. Highlights are coming right up your screens and Crips. I feel as if the side of Louvre, right, starting this map off at least, Velocity Gaming had a very good start. Like everything was working absolutely fine. Not really sure if it's something to do with this map being attack sided, but hey, Louvre, they did not have a lot going on for themselves in the first half. But as soon as that scoreboard hit 7-5, there was an instant flip of the switch. You want to explain?
Yeah, that was a little too drastic of a change for Team Velocity to handle. For the most part, in the first half, Velocity was able to isolate and exterminate. They were doing pretty well, especially with the utility they were placing. Sometimes they went for these peaks on the seaside, which did not work. Like, we'll probably see it in the highlights coming up later on. But look at the way Ace is able to bamboozle Darion over here. That was amazing. And even later on, as they're trying to attack the A side, they mostly get away without losing too many men. Yeah, sure, flaring did cause quite a lot of damage, but Vibhor, there were so many instances where he was able to clutch out. Not if not clutch, then at least get it close. But that's the problem, right? When Velocity got a little comfortable, uh, they thought they had this in the bag, and the same mistakes which they were making on Icebox started to repeat themselves in the second half of the game. But for the first half, it was mostly great. This clutch from Len, oh my god, that was completely unexpected because both the defenders were present towards the Under Heaven region, and it just worked for Len. Even though they should have been able to trade him out, they were just not successful at doing it. Len isolating those frags with the clutch. And then this round, oh my goodness, can you believe it? You have Darion and Juicy, both of them fighting up close with Len hunter furing from behind, decimating the side of Velocity before they even exit their spawn.
Yeah, that is something that so I did point it out, right? Louvre, they are pretty quick, pretty fast, pretty easy when it comes down to making these smooth transitions, making these evolution throughout their maps. So this is something that we love to see coming out from the Saddle Louvre, right? They go ahead, analyze what exactly is happening. They knew, they had a read as to what might come in from the side of Velocity Gaming, and thus the move coming out from Len as well, right? To go ahead, pull out the Hunter's Fury, Darion and Juicy to just quickly moving over towards the A mains, get all of these frags, tap, 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 get the round into their favor. So these are the quick transitions coming out from the side of Louvre that actually helped them out and suddenly changed the pace of the game. But Velocity Gaming, I don't know what happened in the second half, Clips. It's not even like I just simply don't know. It's not like they were making major mistakes. It's just that the positioning wasn't good. I feel as if some of the stacks were not necessary coming out from the side of Velocity Gaming, and sometimes the stacks were just too late or too early.
Yeah, they were sometimes late. And even if there was a stack, most of the people decided to fight out one by revealing their own positions instead of just holding crossfires. I think that's what went wrong for Velocity, at least on the A side. But whenever they were not being attacked on the A side, Lou was able to use the C attacks also pretty damn well. The utility usage was not that much. They mostly relied on contact plays towards the C side, which confused Velocity even more because on A, Lou were bombarding them with utility. There were flashes going in, there were Astra Stars, Nebulas, Gravity Wells all over the place. But that did not happen on the C side. That's why Velocity never saw it coming. The contact plays surprised the hell out of them because on one hand, you're using all the utility in the world on A,
Yeah.
but then on C, you don't use anything. That's very unorthodox. That's not the kind of stuff you would expect the same team to do in the same half. So that's why Velocity were a little confused on the C side. But on A, the crossfires were just simply not present. I think that's probably what we can chalk up their loss to. But hey, Louvre so good at extracting information out of their enemies, forcing out errors too sometimes.
I mean, it's quite hilarious, right? It's surprising because the agent lineup that they have is not really, it's not really that information gathering heavy, right? It's just they have a to-do list setup. They have one server, but on the side of Velocity Gaming, they had a two initiator setup. But still, they were not able to get the maximum amount of information that they were supposed to on their defense, especially. And Louvre, they were just running away with it. It's not even like they were running and gunning everyone down. No, they had a plan. They know what exactly was supposed to happen from the side of Velocity Gaming. Louvre knew exactly which nerve to hit from the side of Velocity Gaming, and yeah, they just hit it way too hard. And Velocity Gaming, I don't know, they got paralyzed or something like that. I like at one point when the scoreboard hit 10 or 11 rounds for the side of Louvre, Velocity Gaming, they were just looking like they were clueless. They were out of options. It felt like something in them broke.
Yeah, and even though Velocity had the information, we mentioned that they had initiators, right? So they can gather information. Even with the information on the side, they can't do much with it because
Yep.
you know they're going to be hitting A, but how will you set up your crossfires? They tried a lot of permutations and combinations by maybe getting different players to play in those positions, by getting either more aggressive or getting more passive. They tried everything on the book, but none of it worked.
So yeah, there you have it. 13-4 on the map of Icebox. Louvre taken away. And again on the map of Haven, 13-8. Louvre very dominant on both of these maps, Icebox and Haven. That is definitely going to be noted down by us casters, of course, because we were quite, amazed to see what Louvre were going to do against the side of Velocity, who are the region's, if not the best, I mean, most favorite teams out there, and a team that has, dominated absolutely everyone else in the region as well. Yeah, let's move it over towards the brackets and take a quick look at the updated brackets and see where Louvre are going to be headed to next. So there you go. We're moving in over towards the upper bracket 3.1 box right there. And the winner of Paper X versus the side of Team Exploit is going to be facing off against the side of Louvre. Velocity Gaming, they go down to the lower brackets now. They're going to be facing off against the winner of Exili Esports and the loser of Paper X versus Exploit.
So yeah, that's how the tournament's shaping up. Louvre have their path carved out. Meanwhile, Velocity, they're gonna have to claw their way back into the tournament from the clutches of the lower half. Either way, it's gonna be a difficult journey for both of them. Louvre will be facing the winner of Paper X versus Exploit, which is obviously not gonna be an easy battle. Velocity Gaming, any more losses, and that means we can see them leaving the tournament. So that will be unfortunate.
Yeah, there you have it. It's the upgraded brackets for you. I'm going to be having that uploaded on our socials as well. I mean, absolutely everywhere you guys are going to be updated. Don't forget to go ahead and check out our socials. That is the Esports Club. Everything is linked down in the description box below. So all you have to do is just go ahead and click on the links. Head over to our socials. Follow us everywhere for daily updates regarding tournaments and, of course, the Esports Club Showdown as well. And also, while you're down there, you guys can go ahead and check out our sponsors, the AMD and Red Bull. Of course, AMD with their most powerful processors out there in the market, the Ryzen 5000 series of processors coming out from the side of AMD for that extra amount of juice and power for your setup. And of course, I mean, Red Bull to give you that energy throughout your gaming session. So please scan the QR code. This is going to be popping up in front of your screens any moment now, and get yourselves the can of Red Bull, because yeah, we've got a lot of action headed our way, Crips. We have got Paper X, we've got Global Esports, we've got so many good teams to look out for, and the action has just begun. So I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell notification icon to never miss another update. Crips, any last words before I go ahead and sign it off?
Not really. I would just like to wish my best to all the teams over here, and I hope that you guys tune in tomorrow as well at the AMD Esports Club Showdown. See you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow with more and more Valorant action. Until then, goodbye, good night. See you guys tomorrow.